Hey everybody, this is Fran Fraschilla, draft expert and basketball junkie. To everybody who's watching, let's get our friends at General Manager Games the subscribers they deserve. Just press that red subscriber button and immerse yourself in sports AI through GM Games content. And on Twitter, it's GM_games. Let's get after it. Let's go.
All right, we are about ready to go, I think, right? What is going on? I think, right? All right, there we go. I got audio working. Let me shut audio off there so you guys don't need what to hear me. Cool. All right. So we'll give it a minute to kick in here. I guess I can turn my camera on, right? Yep, cool. Let's make sure that works. I know we got audio, we got video, we got a new flag. We are ready to go. So we'll give it a few minutes. We'll let some people filter in, if we're going to have people filter in, and we will kind of kick it off. So this is going to be the first video. So for those of you watching on YouTube, welcome. Welcome to GM Games. My name is Aaron. We are going to be kicking off a brand new Let's Play here. I did something similar with Out of the Park 22, and it was a lot of fun. We're going to be doing a draft to glory, where we're going to be picking a team, and we will only be able to improve that team via the Rule 5 draft. My glasses are filthy. The Rule 5 draft and the first year player draft. That's going to be it. Last year we did it with the Texas Rangers, and I think we ended up winning the World Series in, I don't know, 8 or 9 years, something like that. So that is the plan. My initial goal is to wait for some of our regulars to hop in the channel here and help me pick a team. I've got a few teams. I've already looked at all the owners, and there are a few teams that I am considering for this. I'm looking for a combination of a couple of things. I'm looking for an owner that has that's either charitable or has an understanding personality, because it's going to take us a little while to do this. And I am looking, obviously, for a team that has a somewhat decent minor league system. Now, the thing to remember is that those minor leaguers can only be players that were drafted by the team in the first place. So if we have a stud minor leaguer, like if we took over the Nationals in a live play, we wouldn't be able to have Robert Hassel or James Woods or C.J. Abrams or those guys, because they weren't drafted by the Nationals. So got to find a team that has drafted players in their minor league systems, and that's the team we're going to go with. So yeah, we went with the Rangers last year because they had an okay minor league system and a major league system that had mostly homegrown talent on it. So that's sort of the plan here. So I'll give it another minute or two. I started a little bit early just to kind of give people time to filter in. So for those of you who are watching this on YouTube, these first couple of minutes, I'm sure, are exhilarating video watching for you. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that, sir. Worst case scenario, I picked the team by myself, and I talked to myself for a couple hours. I've done worse. But it's gonna be fun. Yeah, we it really sort of it's sort of this sort of playthrough sort of lends itself to the random talent bumps and, you know, those 20 and 21st round draft picks that turn into stars. That's what happened in our last playthrough, and that's one of the reasons we were able to win is our ace was a 29th round draft pick or something like that, turned into an absolute monster. So all right, I guess let's just kind of start looking through some of the teams, and I'll kind of show people what my thought process is, and we'll kind of go from there. So the first thing I did is I obviously don't belong to a team right now. I have commissioner mode on so that we can look at every team's system. So I just start by looking at the owner. Most of the owners I'm finding, I would say maybe 22 out of the 32 are demanding, so that's going to, that obviously eliminates a lot of teams right off the bat. But if you go through the list, we're looking at patience and fiscal personality. So we're looking for an owner who, that's not where I wanted to go, who is not an economizer. Like I said, there weren't many options. Like the White Sox, for example, this is a team that we may... That I might consider, because they don't necessarily have a lot of homegrown talent. At least I shouldn't say they have a lot. They have some, but someone like Eloy Jimenez would immediately have to get released because he was traded to them by the Cubs. Same thing with Yoan Moncada. Keep Tim Anderson, keep Luis Robert. So there's some names here. So the White Sox were somebody that I was considering. In fact, they may have been the favorites, to be honest with you, because they had the best combination of owner, patience, and fiscal personality. My biggest concern is the patience, because money's not going to be an issue, given that our payroll is going to be tiny, because we're going to cut most of our players. The other thing I guess we want to take a look at is fan interest and loyalty. Obviously, the higher the fan loyalty is, the better off we can be. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm not just going to cut these players. I'm going to go into commissioner mode, and I'm going to make them free agents. That way we don't take fan interest bumps for them not being on the team. So that's something to keep in mind as well. So the White Sox are an option. Cubs, you're getting a tolerant manager, and you're getting above average fan loyalty and fan interest. So the Cubs are another option. Reinsdorf, you're very right. That's very, very true. And as Reinsdorf is old. So that would be a reason not to go with them. But we got the White Sox and the Cubs are two teams that I'm considering. Not the Reds. Not the Guardians. Rockies. Patience lenient with the Tigers, but again, they've got poor fan loyalty, so that obviously it's going to be hard to build to make money, so that when the players we sign start to get expensive, we can afford them. Again, the salary space isn't as big a deal as is the patience and the fan. That's not where I wanted to go. The fan interest. Fan loyalty, rather, is kind of what I'm looking, is the other thing I'm looking at. Owner. Lenient and an economizer. No. Maybe. He's an economizer, but Houston's going to have a lot of money. Not Kansas City. Charitable. Yeah, most of the big teams are demanding and charitable, which makes sense. And to be fair, I can't be fired, so I'm not really worried about that. But I guess I feel like if we have an owner who's more patient, he won't cut our budgets and stuff if we start off really bad. It's kind of that's kind of my thought process. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but that's kind of my thought process. We got the Twins. Average fan loyalty, so the Twins are another option. Jim Pohlad is also old. Yankees are demanding and charitable. The Mets were probably the single best option, just from an owner perspective and a fan interest perspective. Fan loyalty is very good, and our owner is tolerant and generous. He prioritizes winning, which isn't ideal, but you look at the Mets, and we basically would be starting from scratch if we go to the Mets homepage. Lindor obviously would be gone. I guess we'd have Alonso, right? Yeah, we'd have Alonso. We'd have Nimmo. Would we? We would. Wouldn't have Scherzer. Wouldn't have Bassett. Wouldn't have Carrasco. We wouldn't have any of our starting pitchers. I guess we'd have DeGrom still. But I don't know if I want to, if that's something I want to do. But that's an option. The Mets are another option. They seem like the easy option, given how kind of all these things play. The A's, lenient and penny pitcher. I just got done playing a series with the A's. I have no desire to do that again. The Phillies, tolerant, charitable. Very good. The Phillies might be a decent option. We could start with Bryce Harper. We'd have Hoskins. We wouldn't have Muzziotti, apparently. We'd have Hoskins. We'd have Harper. We wouldn't have Schwarber. We wouldn't have Real Muto. We'd have Stott, right? Yep. Wouldn't have Segura. Wouldn't have Camargo. We would have Nola, right? We would have Nola. Hey, Breeze, am I still in my... No, it was Winnipeg, and no, I'm back home. I got home last Monday at about, I don't know, 5:30 in the morning or something. So it was a fun week. I had an absolute blast. So the Phillies are an option. They're an intriguing option. They got a couple of hitters, a couple of pitchers, and then obviously they've got a weak minor league system. But they've got some... They've at least got an ace and a stud bats. The Phillies are not a bad option. Oh, shit, that's right. He did, didn't he? Of course he did. That's right. Right. So we wouldn't have Harper. I don't know why I was thinking that. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Pittsburgh, no. San Diego, no. San Francisco, the owner is understanding. Above average. Seattle, demanding and economizer. St. Louis, demanding and charitable. I don't know. I already looked at Seattle. I'm going the wrong way. Tampa. No, we're going to skip the Rangers because we did them last year. We're not going to do the Blue Jays. We're not going to do the Nationals because I'm doing a live sim with them. So the way I look at this is we've got the White Sox with an 86-year-old owner, so that obviously could change anytime. They have average fan loyalty. We could go with the Cubs, above average fan loyalty, tolerant, controlling, so we won't have enough money, but he's tolerant. We've got the Phillies, tolerant and charitable, with very good fan loyalty. We've got, who else did we have? Minnesota, lenient and controlling with average. And then we got the Mets. The Mets are the other one. And the no, we're not doing one season challenge tonight, random task. So we can choose between, I guess it comes down to San Francisco, the Mets, the Cubs, the White Sox, or the Twins. It's lame. I'm sorry. Well, if you're not going to be here anyway, what difference does it make? If you're not going to be here anyway, what difference does it make? So the Mets feel like the easy choice, given that they're still going to have Alonso, they're still going to have Nimmo, they're still going to have DeGrom, they're going to have all of their prospects, right? Yeah, they're still going to have their big prospects. So they've got the prospect pool. I think the Phillies would be fun. Again, not a very good minor league system, so we would truly be doing a rebuild with the Phillies. And I think from a front office perspective, it's a pretty decent setup. We have an owner who's not that old. He's tolerant. He's charitable with his money. He just wants us to, well, we won't achieve a winning record for a couple of seasons. So this would be a true rebuild with probably the best case scenario in terms of, the peripherals that determine how easy or how hard this is. I think the White Sox probably have the best starting position in terms of young players. We got Tim Anderson. We got Abreu. We've got... DeCease was traded there, right? No? Yeah, traded, right. We don't have much in terms of pitching. It basically would be Anderson, Robert, and Abreu, and then whatever's in the minor leagues. The Angels are a solid option. You get some serious payroll with 2 to 3 inflation, plus Trout and Ohtani. That might be fun, actually, doing this with the Angels and trying to win a World Series with Trout and Ohtani as like the only 2 players on the team. That, I mean, they've got some other names on here, right? Yeah, Adele, Walsh, Trout, but Wade would be gone, Rendon would be gone, Syndergaard, Lorenzen. So I mean, most of these guys would be gone. Yeah, let's do the Angels. The Angels seem like fun. We can try to build it around Trout and Ohtani and see how things go. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take over the Los Angeles Angels. So let's find ourselves a job and take over the Angels. All right. So you got that, Chris? We are taking over the Los Angeles Angels. So your thumbnail, Mr. Trout, Mr. Ohtani, that should be really easy for you. So we're going to take over the Los Angeles Angels. So the first thing we need to do is just look at our, and we're gonna go through the entire system here. So he was drafted by the Rays. So we are gonna come in here. We're gonna go new league. We are going to make him a free agent. So we're gonna have to do this with all of the big league rosters, but anybody not on the 40 but anybody not on the 40 man. We should be able to just release without it affecting us. We know Ohtani is there. No Patrick Sandoval. I just hope we can win something before they retire, because it's going to take us 6 or 7 years to really put together, any sort of real team whatsoever. Suarez. Okay, so there's our ace, Jose Suarez, a 24-year-old. Syndergaard, obviously we can move. Be interesting to see where these guys end up. Once we make them all free agents. Jaime Barria. Okay, we got him. Archie Bradley is a nope. I think we're going to have Reed Detmers too, right? I think he is an Angel from the start. Maybe I can get... Yeah, I've seen Joe Adell develop in maybe 1 or 2, real playthroughs. So our starting pitching, Ohtani, Suarez, and Detmers as 3 of our 4 starters, I guess not horrible. He's a free agent. Now we got to get rid of him. Loop. Nope. Yeah, so this part is going to be a little slow because we literally have to go player by player. But for most of the guys in the minor leagues, we'll be able to just waive them, and it'll be quick. So Major League Baseball, free agent. You can see we aren't going to have much left. Quijada, no. He obviously came from Miami. So basically what we're going to attempt here is to see if the Angels decided tomorrow that their team is so bad that they would rather literally get rid of everybody except for Trout and Ohtani and start over. So that's what we're going to try here. Let's see if we can do it. Andrew Wantz. Yep. Okay, so we get him. We get to keep him. Austin Warren. Get to keep him. And Raciel Iglesias. Nope. All right. So there is our pitching staff as it starts right now. We've got Ohtani, Suarez, and Detmers as our 3 starters. I guess Barria technically would be a starter. Well, we'll cross that bridge. We're not there yet. So Max Stassi, nope. He's got to go. figured doing it this way is better than just cutting them because at least I'm not taking the fan interest hits for it, which I think would be really difficult to overcome. Chad Wallach, nope. I don't think we're going to have a catcher, guys. We're not going to have a catcher on the big league roster. Tice. Drafted by the Red Sox, drafted by the Angels. Okay, so there we go. We got him. Jared Walsh. He's an Angel. Jack Mayfield. Not an Angel. Tyler Wade. Not an Angel. I don't remember what we did last season, honestly. I don't remember what we did with international free agents last season. I think it was a nay because it's a free agent. I think the rule was that we kept anybody who was on the team that was signed as an international free agent because he was quote-unquote developed by the team, so Shohei Ohtani. But we can't, or I can't remember. You know what? Let's go back and look. Let me go to GM Games web, go to their website, or go to their YouTube page, and let's find it. Let's see what I did.
Hey,
this is going to be so critically important for. What did we do? Aiden Curry. Amateur free. I don't know where I'm going to go. I've picked a. I need someone who's going to at least be good with 73, 612. That's nice. I don't know if he. Let's see. I'm trying to just find July 1st, so bear with me. July 11th. Here we go. Yeah, I want to try to keep it similar to what we did last season. You're probably right, though, realistically. April 18th, June 1st. Let's just see what I did last year. And he's doing okay. 453 slugging.
I don't know. Can you guys hear this? Can you hear me
OPS. So
talking?
we've
I
got
don't
some
think you
talent.
can. I don't think you
And
can.
some of it's not very good, but we're hanging in there. We are hanging, and we're losing some games now. If I recruit, okay, you can do that. You can absolutely do that. We're losing a bunch of games now, but I'm hopeful that we can still end up, with a better team posters. I can see that. I can see that being one of them.
Think we allowed
Casey
internationals.
Mize made multiple errors. Player development, as we get into guys on the big club, there are a couple that both went up. His power went up a little bit. But they all got hurt. That's all I remember. Fawcett is another reliever, but he went the wrong way. Yeah. We're going to call him up. He's hitting well enough for Ole Miss. I can't remember what. Oraceli Gomez isn't pitching. If he continues like 63, 64, love him. Pitchers hate him.
Yep.
We'll let him walk.
We did not do international free agents last season. No, I thought you weren't going to be here. This isn't the Mets. We thought it would be fun to take over Ohtani and Trout and get rid of everybody else. And as to answer your question, we did not do international free agents last season. So I will sort of leave it up to you guys. If you think I should do international free agents, I didn't do it because it literally has the name free agent in its title. And to me, that felt like it kind of went against the spirit of the rule, so to speak. Leave international free agents. All right, so we can do international free agents, we can do the Rule 5, and we can do the first-year player draft, and that is it. That's fine with me. Is Marsh, or did he get traded? No, okay.
So there are our batters. It's not the worst thing in the world, as in IAFAs are acceptable. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. So this isn't the worst start in the... Oh, no, I got to get rid of Rendon. Not as good as I thought it was. All right, so it's still not terrible. I mean, we've got Trout and Ohtani, obviously. So we're set. I mean, our outfield is set. Odell, Trout, and Marsh. Got a first baseman. We got a right fielder. We got a DH. We got a shortstop. So it's not the worst thing in the world. But now comes the fun part. I did it last year without it, NS. I did it last season without international guys. So, yeah. All right, so Ortega's going to be on the team. Buttrey is a former Red Sox. But because he has a contract, I want to do that. Yeah, but last year we got really lucky. Yeah, I was going to say we had Josh Eknes. Josh Eknes was the man for us last season. So we had Daniel. We drafted Eknes, and I want to say it was the 20... So Brendan Davis is good because he was a Rule 5 guy. We drafted him in the 29th round, I believe. International free agent is fine. Jimmy Herget. Granted free agency, he's a free agent. No, we got to get rid of him. Yeah, see, anybody that's gonna cost us money, I'm going to go in here and get rid of. Yeah, Josh Eknes was. I mean, he got hurt a bunch, but he was still, still the best pitcher that we had. I think we can just waive him. Yep. Brett Kerry. Okay, he's good. Orlando Martinez is good. Gerardo Reyes. Traded. We can waive him. Ryan Smith. He's good. And I'm not going to do this at every single level. I don't care if there's a one-star 18-year-old in rookie ball that was traded to the team. Like, I don't care about that at all. I'm going to try to be as realistic, or not realistic, but as I'm not going to be that anal about it, I guess is probably the best way to put it. Release him. Dylan Thomas. No, we're going to waive him. Monty Harrison was with, I think, Pittsburgh. Let's waive both of those guys. Jake Leet. He looks good. Well, he doesn't look good, but he can stay on the team, I guess I should say. Brian Moran can get waived. Jose Rojas, can he stay with us? We need a second baseman. Good, he can stay with us. Jung was really up and down. He had a couple of good seasons, and then we signed him to a long-term contract because we literally had money to burn, and he never lived up to it. Austin Romine is going to get waived. Eknes never lived up to his potential for the injuries, but was still... yeah, absolutely. Yeah, 100%. To the 29th round, he got hurt a bunch, but based on where we drafted him, he had a ton of value. Yeah, 100%. I guess waivers is probably fair. It's probably fair game too. What do you guys think about waivers? Leiter, I don't remember. I think he was okay, but he wasn't. You'd say no to waivers. NS, we didn't. Did we have Leiter? I don't think we had Leiter. Did we? I don't remember. I have to go back and look. I mean, I guess I can pull it up right here. I'll pull it up while I'm waving people, and I can. Those of you who haven't seen it can kind of. I'll show you the team real quick. Kian Wong, nope. Jake Gatewood. Nope. Open up 22 and draft a glory. Let's go ahead and open that. We had Leiter. To me, this is about how they enter the league. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. That's fair. Jake Kalish? No, we played for Omaha, so that's Kansas City. Braxton Martinez. Yep, free agent. Wait. Signed as free agent with the Angels 2019. No, he signed as free agent. International free agents are fine. Okay. This is our starting catcher, guys. Anthony Mulrine. This is our starting catcher next season. Let's go. All right. All right. Is this it? Yeah, this is it. All right, I'm going to switch over real quick. Hold on. Where am I going? Here. All right. Here is our 2022. We made the World Series with an 84-78 record and ended up winning it all. We started right after the lockout. You can see we had 4 seasons of 100 straight losses. We only won more than 80 games twice, but we won it as a wild card in. I didn't actually sim to the end of the postseason. Look at that. We literally just won the last game against the Mets. Yeah, Josh Eknes was the 29th pick, 838th overall in the draft, and this is what he ended up as. Just an absolute monster. Led the American League in strikeouts 3 straight seasons. Elijah Green obviously was there from the beginning. We did pretty well with our pitching. I think our pitching, we had 3 or 4 really solid pitchers, and then we just got enough hitting. But our pitching and our bullpen is really what did it for us. So, yeah. It took us about 8 years to do it, so that was that. So let's go back to 23. All right, we're back on 23. All right, so Kyle Barraclaw, no, he has pitched multiple places. Jack Dashwood, that's a name. He's good. Jeremiah Jackson, I believe, is an Angel. Yep. Jose Marte traded to the Angels. Elvis Peguero traded to the Angels. Oh, wrong name. Elvis Peguero. I think we'll do this down to like A-ball, and then anything below A-ball I don't really care about, I don't think, unless there's... We'll take a look at some of the bigger names and see if there are any, like... I don't think they have any, like, big names that they picked up. How did Soto... He was signed as an international free agent by the Braves. I guess that means he goes away. Jordan Adams. My nose is itchy. Okay, he's good. Glenn Albanese. He's fine. Jonathan Aro. No, he played for Seattle. I saw that. Arocho. Free agent. Trey Cabbage. That's a name. That is a name. Signed with the Angels as a free agent. Mason Erla. Well, it looks like there's going to be a lot of pitch, which makes sense. Didn't they draft like 20 straight pitchers or something like that last year in the draft? Well, it makes sense that they have a lot of pitchers in their system. I think this is going to be our backup catcher. Nope, he was signed as a free agent. I hope we have 2 catchers in our system. That could be an issue. I think I just looked at him, yeah. Killiam. He's good. Or he's fine. Whitefield. Get rid of him. Weiss. Tacoma, so he came from Seattle. Yovan. Free agent. Jose Gomez. Albuquerque. That's not... Yeah, I was going to say that's Colorado. Torrey Hunter Jr. Oh, he's really bad. Okay. Angels. We can make an exception for you to get a catcher. We may have to. Unless Christian Molfetta.
free agent. Nope. Christian Molfetta was a free agent. We still only have one catcher on our roster. I just looked at him. Oh, it was a Rule 5 draft? Is that what I saw? Yeah, so he's okay. The Lincoln Salt Dogs. American Association. Preston Palmero. We still only have one catcher. It's funny. Okay, so Kyron Paris is okay. Sam Bachman, I think, he was their first round pick. Luke Murphy, I think, is fine. Yep. Jose Bonilla. No history data found, so we're going to go ahead and leave him on the team. Coleman Crow. Yep. Dakota Donovan. Yep. Colton Ingram. From the Sioux Falls Canaries. The Canaries play in the birdcage, of all places. That is appropriate, I suppose. Gabe Matthews, no. Yeah, we still need a catcher. Draft is okay. Yeah, lots of pitchers, which again, not a huge surprise given what their draft looked like last season, but all right, man. I'll talk to you later. Thanks for dropping in. See ya. This guy I just looked at. Carson Matthews. Yeah, I mean, he's a free agent. Most of these guys are going to be free agents or drafted by the team. I don't think we're going to see a lot of trades. I was hoping Kevin Watson would be that guy. We still only have one catcher. Signed by the Angels, a free agent. No. Edwin Yan. 05. Osmi Gregorio, free agent. Kevin Maitan, wasn't he supposed to be really good at one time? Wasn't he supposed to be really good with the Braves? Or am I misremembering? Ryan Aguilar, free agent. Yeah, it's not a surprise that we've got 27-year-olds in A-ball that were signed as free agents. Hey, I'm a free agent. Free agent. Okay, tell me Edgar Cuero was... Okay, international. Okay, so we have an 18-year-old as our backup catcher. All right, well, it is what it is, I suppose. International free agent is fine. He's fine. All right, so we're through. I think we get through A-ball, and then we just look at some of the maybe 2.5-star and up players beyond that, and then start to put the team together and kind of see where we go from there. So Ivan Armstrong was traded. Yep, Kai Bush. Draft pick. Deshaun Knowles, I think, is fine. Yep. Placencia is fine. Werner Blakely, he's fine. Kokonowitz, is that how you say that? Kokonowicz? Jose Salvador. Traded. Connor Van Scoyoc. Leo Goff. Connor Higgins. Draft. Cody Medeiros. Free agent. We're almost done with this part, guys. We get to put the team together here in just a minute. I think I'm going to stop. Like I said, once I get through A-ball, we'll look at maybe the 2.5-star guys and anybody less than 2.5 stars. I don't particularly care how they ended up on the team. He's fine. Teodosio, he's a free agent. People said he was the next Miguel Cabrera. That's what it was. That's right. It was the international signing. Right. I remember that. Now. Well, he turned into a whole lot of nothing. whole lot of nothing. Kyle Molnar, I believe he's another one who had some promise at some point, if I remember correctly. Now I'm thinking of somebody else, apparently. Paxton Wallace, free agent. Gustavo Campero. Rule 5 draft, so he can stay. Maybe we go Campero instead of Cuero. Well, I already put him on the big league roster, so he's now on the 40-man. But there's our first mistake. Rule 5 for Diaz. Dietz, free agent. Miles Emerson, free agent. Ogalia, draftee. Veliz. Greg Veliz is currently pitching for the Lake Country Dockhounds, which is a team that's in the same league as the Dogs, the team that I call a game for. He pitched in a game I called last week, actually, for Lake Country. Interesting when I see that. Yeah, no kidding, right? No kidding. All right, so we've got through A-ball. What do we have left? We just have the rookie leagues. Yeah, so we'll just take a look at some of the bigger names and just make sure that none of these guys were acquired via trade. If there's no data found, we get to keep them. So far, so good. Cool. And then over here, well, these are all international guys. So let's look at the, I guess the TSL's not real. They're not going to have anybody, are they? These are all going to be international guys, right? Yeah, international free agent. Yeah. All right. All right. So we are set. We have, what's opening day? Opening day is the 7th. All right. So we have to put our team together. So we have 8 starters, or 8 pitchers on our big league roster. So it's Ohtani, Suarez, Detmers, Daniel, and Barria right now are our 5 starters. So we just need a whole bunch of relievers. We have 8 pitchers. We need like 5 more relievers. So Ryan Smith, Jake Lee, him. And I want to be cautious about this because I know we're going to be bad to kind of start things off, so I don't necessarily want to call up our best prospects right away, although we do have some young players up here. So we got 13 pitchers. That's fine. Our lineup. Fletcher will be our starting shorts. I guess let's do it like this. So our starting catcher is Anthony Mulreen. Our starting first baseman is it Walsh or is it Dice? It's Walsh. So Walsh at first. Rojas at second. Fletcher at short. We don't have a third baseman. We've got Adele in left. Trout in center. Marsh in right. Oh, come on. What am I doing? So basically, we need a third baseman. Third baseman, and then Tice is our DH. So we need to call... All we have to call up is a third baseman. We need a third baseman, and then we need kind of some backup players. So Michael Stefanik will be that starting third baseman. We definitely need an outfielder, so that outfielder will be Orlando Martinez, who's pretty good defensively at all 3 outfield positions. So Stefanik is our starting third baseman. So that's our starting 9. We need a backup middle infielder for sure. Is it Jeremiah? I don't want to call up Jackson just yet, but we may not have a choice. Yeah, I think we have to call up Jeremiah Jackson here before I'd like to. Oh, what about Ohtani? Oh, right, he's my DH. Right. Ohtani is my DH. Thank you. I would have figured that out before we actually started. All right, so that gives us what, 25 players. So we gotta get one more player on our roster. Does it? I don't think it really matters who it is. Do we have like a mid-20s guy that can just come up and be that last? I mean, we give Torrey Hunter. Let's give Torrey Hunter Jr. a chance. It's our 5th outfielder. All right, so I mean, we're not going to be good, obviously, but I don't think we're going to be like 45 win bad either. With Trout and Ohtani out there, I don't think that's possible. So we've got our big league roster set, so let's let the AI go ahead and set up the minor league system and just put everybody where they think they should go. I don't know that they have any prospects that really... Yeah, they have one prospect in the top, whatever it is, 115, 120. We've got $123 million to spend. We don't need any of it. So let's put all of it into this. Let's dump it all into that. Let's come here and make sure this is at 5. And I don't know, let's just put $20 million. I mean, not that it matters, but put all that money into there. So, all right, we're ready to go. We are ready to go. We have to set our pitching staffs. We have to set our lineup. Oh, look at that. We have some players that are injured. Is he part of the squad? He is. So we get Taylor Ward, Chris Rodriguez. He's part of the squad. Cooper Criswell. He's part of the squad. And Griffin Canning. All right. So we got 4 players on the DL that are going to come back and help us here as we move on. Let's go. All right. So I don't think this is going to be as hard as the Rangers one was. The Rangers had more prospects. The Angels have more ready players now. You know, obviously they're we got a halfway decent team here. We got a couple positions that are just obviously train wrecks, like behind the plate, and second base isn't particularly good. But our outfield is fine. Our starting pitching, once we get everybody healthy, looks like it's actually going to be okay. Canning, Criswell, Rodriguez, Ohtani, Suarez. I think get some A-plus coach. Oh, good idea. Good idea. Let's take a look at our front office. Yeah, I certainly don't want a high favorability scout. So let's find ourselves I don't see. The thing is, year one, there really aren't any great scouts out there. I think there's 1 or 2. Yeah, Bridges and Yamada are the only 2. And the only ones I really care about are scouting international and scouting amateurs. Those are the only 2 that matter. So because of that, I think we go Shiro Yamada. Because right now he's the best of the bunch. We don't care. I mean, I guess scouting majors is important, but only to scout our players. So let's offer him a deal. Oh, I'm still in commissioner mode. I shut that off. Who's our trainer? Is there anybody else that we absolutely want to get rid of? Our trainer's actually pretty good. We're going to stick with him. I like the excellent on prevention on arms and legs. Phil Nevin is our hitting coach. We're going to go ahead and say goodbye to Mr. Nevin. Benji Gill, it was our third base coach, rather. Benji Gill is our first base coach. He's no good. We're going to go ahead and say goodbye to him. Jeremy Reed. Average relationship. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and say goodbye to Mr. Reed. And Matt Wise. We're going to get rid of him, too. So we're going to get rid of everybody. We're going to put do we want Ray Montgomery? Do we care about Ray? No, I don't care about Ray Montgomery. We are going to start over. Let's fire him. And let's fire Perry Minassian. I don't want to sign you to extension. I want to fire you. All right. Greg Mann is good, but you need to do commissioner mode to get him. Who's Greg Mann? He's not in here. Is he a scout? All right, we have to hire people. So we have 2 people who are personable. So we want to find bench coaches and whatnot, or base coaches that like personable. All right, so let's start with. So we got Jeff Fry,
who is legendary at teaching catch. Bo Jackson. I mean, we gotta sign Bo Jackson as one of our base coaches, right? So he's good at catching and teaching the infield. So we will sign Bo Jackson. So then we need somebody who is good at the other two, right? There's 4 total. Catching and infield. So we need outfield and running is what we're looking for now. He's 75 years old. Wow, these guys are old. Want somebody who's not that old. I guess we could go with Francois Delorme. He works well with personable. He's good. He's outstanding in the outfield and excellent with teaching running. So I think we offer him a contract. Oh, right. Oops, first base coach. All right. I didn't see him. Greg Mann. He doesn't come up. All right. Hitting coach. Lori Bonilla. Doesn't get along well with Trout or Adele. That's not a good start. Cole Armstrong. No. Not a lot of young hitting coaches here. I guess I don't really need a young hitting coach. I just need a hitting coach that's good, and then I can work from there. Again, he doesn't get along with Trout or Odell either. What about Bruno? Love me some Tom Bernansky. What is up with Odell and Trout? They just don't get along with anybody? Is that kind of what we're getting at here? There's Adele. Okay, so Brumley gets along with almost everybody, except for Adele. I think we go Mike Brumley. No, I want... Oh, yeah, we can do Brumley. Got a personable personality, so the other coaches are going to like him. Pitching coach, same deal. Anderson Polanco is personable, but doesn't get along with personable pitchers. That's interesting. Rick Anderson looks pretty good. He's old. What about Don Cooper? I think we go Rick Anderson. He's up there in age, but he can teach, and he gets along well with all of our pitchers. So Rick Anderson will be our pitching coach. We're just looking for a bench coach and an assistant GM. What do you look for when you look for a bench coach? Like, is there anything like particular that you look for? I mean, I look for somebody who's kind of got like decent ratings across the board here, but I don't really know if that like does anything. Honestly, I don't have any idea. Rusty Kuntz is gonna be our bench coach. That's just the way it is, folks. Rusty Kuntz, who is the new bench coach of the Los Angeles Angels. We're not even leaving it up for debate. And last but not least, a general manager. If we can find ourselves a Dick Pole to be our DH or our GM, that's what we're going to go with. I always like finding a GM that has blue across the board, that's on base percentage, offense, power, hitting, and prospects, but that's almost impossible to find. So I try to find somebody who's blue or green across the board. And I always land on Theo Epstein. That's just how it always works out for me. So that is going to be our front office. I'm pretty happy with the way that played out. Guess we can get up to opening day and then set our rosters and stuff. I think everyone's going to agree to that. Yep. I'm curious as to why those... why we got fan interest bumps on those. Did I sim ahead by mistake? I don't know. We signed all of our scouts, or almost all of our players, our personnel at this point. And we signed them all. Great. All right, so Bo Jackson is going to teach catching and infield to our team, while Francois Delorme is going to be our outfield. Excuse me. And running coach. And we have to set our pitching staff. All right, so we have our rotation set for now. We got a bunch of people coming back from injury, so we'll be able to make some changes when those players come back. Reliever. How he drops in rating when you make him a reliever. That's interesting. Christopher Molina, set position, reliever. Ryan Smith, set position, reliever. Let's go here now and get scouting reports on everyone. And I think we get scouting. How many do we have? Does it tell us? 132 players. Yeah, I don't want to get 132 scouting reports. We'll just do everybody 2.5 stars and up for now, and then everybody else can kind of happen as it happens. Of course, scouting report. All right. The pitching staff. All right. So we have our starting lineup, or our starting rotation. If we look at pitching ratings, our bullpen's really bad. Austin Warren's going to be our closer. Oliver Ortega will be our setup man / high leverage. Those are the only two halfway decent relievers we have. And then from there, I don't think it matters, to be completely honest. Andrew Wantz, he can be long relief / that's fine. Albanese, yeah, I'm middle relief, I suppose. Dashwood, no, I'm looking to see if we have a, I guess Ryan Smith can technically be a specialist / middle relief. Molina, Dashwood, and Lee. So Dashwood's got a 50 stamina, so he'll be long relief. Molina's 45 and Lee's 45, so both of these guys will be middle relief. That is a bad pitching staff, but thankfully, relievers are the easiest thing to find really in the draft, right? So there's our pitching staff. It's not good. Our lineup. Let's go ahead and clear. I also have all the leagues shut off, so this will go fairly quickly. All I have loaded up is major leagues. I don't have any of the other leagues. So Trout is our number 3. Tani's our number 4. I think Fletcher is our leadoff man with the 80. Avoid K. I mean, Jared Walsh is a lefty who bats in the 2-hole. Marsh is a lefty. So that's the problem, is we're really left-handed heavy. Stefanik, I guess, with the I want a lefty batting second, right? That's what I was just getting at. So is it Walsh? Yeah, Walsh will bat second. Tani's our DH. I'd like to have a righty batting there. I guess that will be Stefanik. Then we have Marsh out in right. 60, 60, 60. Yeah, 50, 45, 80. Obviously, he has the arm, but he's not as good defensively. So Fletcher, Walsh, Trout, Ohtani, Stefanik, Marsh. Adele will bat... For now, he'll bat 7th. I like Stefanik's... That's not what I wanted to do. I like Stefanik's contact. 65 contact. Now, second baseman, which is Rojas. And then our catcher, which is... It's a 50 and 60. I think it's got to be Anthony Mulreen. It's just not good. All right. So it wants to start Campero every 6th game. We'll just start him every 3rd game against righties. Wants to move Fletcher to 2nd every 2nd game. No. We're going to have Jeremiah Jackson as the backup. Like every 5 days or something. Because he can play both, right? He can't really play short. But for our team, he can play short. Martinez backing up at all 3 outfield positions. Tice will be the backup DH every 7th game. Let's copy this, paste it against lefties. I would like to find a different scout at some point. I think for now,
Yamada will be fine with his international and his amateurs, but we also know at this point what's in that first year draft, right? Like, we know who's there, we know what we're going to get out of it, so I'm not really expecting a whole hell of a lot out of that. All right, so against lefties, Walsh still okay against lefties. I really don't think I'm going to make any changes at all because, I mean, who would I take out, right? Like, I'm not taking Ohtani out, not taking Walsh out. I could potentially take Rojas out against second baseman. 45, 50, 50. Go Jeremiah Jackson, who's slightly worse. Yeah, I think we just stick with Rojas. Doesn't make any sense to go with Jackson. But we will rotate a little more frequently. I think we can go every second game against lefties. I think that's fine. Yeah. So there is our opening day squad. Fletcher, Walsh, Trout, Ohtani, Stefanik, Marsh, Adele, Rojas, Mulrine as our starting catcher. Ohtani, Suarez, Detmers, Daniel, and Barria. So we'll let the AI play game one, and then we'll sim ahead. We will sim ahead after we play opening. We're taking on the Astros. Let's get up to opening day. Water. What's the over-under on victories, guys? What is your over-under? I'm putting the over-under at 65 and a half. That's the over-under. Do we win more than 65 and a half or less than 65 and a half? Top 100 prospects. We obviously don't have anybody there. And it's time to play Houston. So let's let the game engine do its thing. 70. Ooh, wow. Okay. So they're starting Verlander, who's been a monster this year. Justin Verlander's been amazing. You're going with more than 70. Wow, that's optimistic. We shall see. Let's see how game number one goes. Yeah, when we started with the Rangers, I think our first year we won... I got it right here. How many games did we win in our first season? We won... So we went 60 and 102 in our first season. So... That's the barometer. 60 wins is kind of what we had with Houston. A good first inning. Ohtani goes down, sets the side down in order. But yeah, I think this one's probably going to be a little bit easier just because we've got Trout and Ohtani, which we didn't have last season. We didn't have with Texas. With Texas, we really were starting with it was just prospects. There really were no veterans on the team to speak of that were any good. Well, that's an interesting play. The AI, the graphical interface in this still requires a little bit of work, but that's fine. Still as good a game out there as you're going to find. Nice catch. Is that going to have enough? No, it's going to stay in the park. That's not going to stay in the park. So there we go. Joe Adele, 440-foot home run on opening day, ties the score at 1. I don't know how far we're gonna get tonight. I mean, I'd like to think we can probably get through the first year. You know, because it's not gonna take long to sim to the draft. It'll probably only take 15, 20 minutes to sim to the draft once we get through this game. So, yeah, our catching situation is a train wreck. We're absolutely gonna find a catcher in the Rule 5 next season. That will be our main goal of the Rule 5 is to find ourselves a starting catcher. Two away. There's Trout. Bach. Interesting. I struck out Trout, really.
right, turn over the double play. Ohtani's pitching well. 4 innings, 1 hit. I think the single biggest problem we may have with our team is stringing together a bunch of hits in a row, because we've got a couple of decent bats, but I don't know that we have enough to put together, a 5-6 run in. And we'll see, but we take the lead. We're up 2-1. Is it going to be an extra base hit there for Rojas? Is that going to score the runner? He's going to come home. He is. There we go. Josh Rojas with a double. We're up 3-1 after 4. Lead off walk. And he picks him off. Way to go, Shohei. Strike 3. And it's an E5. Oh, infield single. Okay. Look at Mulrine, the gun for the former A-ball player, making his big league debut. You like to see that. Jared Walsh walks. Trout is going to get down for a hit. Okay, so 1 for 3 for Trout here on opening day. Shohei the other way. Leaping catch. I do like some of the new animations, some of the new fielding. I hope so. Throw to the plate, and he's out. Dollars to donuts, Adele becomes a monster in the save. I sure hope so. We need it. The only way to do this is to have either get lucky in the draft, or to have one of your late round picks develop into something special, or to have one of the players in your team develop into something special. So, we've already got Trout and Ohtani. If we can add a third piece to that, that would be huge. And if it would be Joe Adele, that would be great. So Ohtani's gone 6, giving up 3 hits and 1 run. We have a 3-1 lead. Question is our bullpen going to be able to hold up? Like, how many games is our bullpen going to blow this year? Like, that's the big question. Like, can we get a big enough lead in these games to to make it bullpen safe? I don't know. We got a 3-run lead here. I mean, I'd like to get. I mean, if we can get 8 out of Ohtani, that would be great. But I don't suspect that that's going to happen. So, what exactly happened there, Shohei? It looked like he tripped on the mound. And here we go. This is my concern. Ohtani is out after 6. Turn it over to the bullpen, and we go to Ryan Smith. Can he turn it over? There we go. Ryan Smith with the 6-4-3 double play. We take a 3-run lead into the bottom of the 7th. Trout strikes out. Christian Javier to Shohei. And Shohei goes yard. So we're up 5-1 on opening day. Stefanik strikes out. Marsh strikes out. So we go to the 8th, up by 4. Oliver Ortega in to pitch the 8th. Strikeout, ground out. Now Bregman, pop out. There we go. So 2 shutout innings out of our bullpen so far. I like it. Try to make these games bullpen safe. Bullpen proof? Bullproof? Rojas with a fly ball to right. Anthony Mulrine with a base hit. Let's go. If he hits $160 this year, I'd be shocked. All right, so we're going to the 9th with a 4-run lead. A strikeout. Ortega now with an inning and 2/3 so far. Can he get out of this? Ha! 3 shutout innings out of our bullpen, and we win on opening day 5-1. Let's go. So the draft of glory starting out on a positive note. Ohtani and Adele each homer. Fletcher has a couple of hits. Pitching staff, fantastic. Ohtani only goes 5. Okay, so they brought in Jake Lee in the 6th. I didn't even notice that. So we got 4 shutout innings out of our bullpen. I mean, I don't suspect that that's going to last, but Ohtani homers and picks up the win on opening day. So we're 1-0. So let's go. So guys, I want to thank those of you who are here. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me tonight. My name's Aaron. If you've never been into this stream before, I've been doing videos for GM Games now for a couple of years. I have my own YouTube channel as well. I'm going to just hawk my wares here real quick, so bear with me. Here is my YouTube channel if you want to check that out. And I also have a Discord that is fledgling. It's probably the best way to put it. I've got, what do I have? I got like 24 people on my Discord right now. So if you want to be number 25, you can go right there. So anyway, that's enough of that. So let's go ahead and start simming. Let's just, you know what? I want to, what do I want to do? I think I'm gonna need to micromanage the minor league managers as well, which I really hate doing. But we will sign and fire those guys ourselves. I don't normally like doing that, but I'll do it anyway. I find that really tedious, but we'll do it nonetheless. So let's just go ahead and sim and see how things go. Yeah, I can't imagine that long term we're going to be very good because the pitching staff is just not good. We do get some people back from injury soon, which will help, but I don't think we are going to be that good when it's all said and done. So Albanese is out for 2 to 3 months. All those guys are still out for a while. So who do we call up? I think Backman is our kind of our top prospect, so we should probably be cautious about what we do with him. I guess we call up Brett Carey. We're 5-4, so not a terrible start. Trade proposal. No, as much as I would love Cam Gallagher, I cannot take it. I cannot trade for him. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Taylor Ward. Okay, so now we're getting somewhere. So Torrey Hunter, go to AAA. We call Taylor Ward up. I mean, obviously, he's like, what do we do? Because we've got Marsh, who's very good defensively. We've got Joe Adele, who's pretty good defensively. But Taylor Ward is a better hitter than all of them. So, Marsh against lefties. So Ward will absolutely go in for Marsh against lefties. Move him up to the 5 spot. And then I think against righties, we're going to do something like this. Every second game and every third game. So that gets him out there, what, 4 times a week? Injury, yeah, they absolutely are. 100% they are. At least for the first couple of seasons, because you can build up, relief pitcher depth and stuff like that in the minor leagues without too much trouble in the Rule 5. But, yeah, first couple of years can be hard. First couple of years can be really, really difficult when it comes to injuries, because you're calling up, half-star pitchers or, catchers that are in rookie ball or, something like that. Nope. We are going to get offered trades for starting catchers all season long. All right, so we go into May, 9-13. As expected, the worst pitching staff in the American League. The offense hasn't been great either. Merline has a home run. Let's go. Ohtani at 224, Trout at 247. It's not a good start. Look at our minor league records: 2-21, 3-17, 6-14, 4-16. That is a challenge. Ohtani doing well on the mound, 1-0 with a 2.86. He's the only one though. Yeah, I probably should drop this to like, just drop it to $30. Get some people in. All right, let's keep going. We should start to get some of our pitchers back shortly, which will help. We're hanging around, though. We are hanging around. 13-16. Stefanik down for 3 days. Again, I mean, I knew this wasn't going to be an absolute train wreck given, you know, what we started with, but I think it's a fun challenge. Cooper Criswell eligible to come off the DL. All right, so he's going to come up and Dashwood. Yes, we send. I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, they're both friggin' terrible. I think we're going to send Dashwood down. Let's get Criswell back on the roster. So we got 4 weeks until we get Canning back. Oops, looks like Rodriguez is out for most of the season. Criswell, what is going on with Suarez? That's difficult. I think for now he goes in for Suarez because Suarez has just been terrible. So make the trade deadline easy, right? There's nothing we can do. We lose Jared Walsh for 4 weeks. Not great, but at least we have somebody who can fill in that spot. So that'll be Tice, but I don't want him batting second. Especially not against lefties. So Taylor Ward will bat second. Shift everybody down a bat. Like that. And then here, we'll move Marsh into the number 2 hole and bat Tice there. So I think we're right on pace for that 70 win mark, like you said, NS. I think we were 17-20, which I think is on pace for like 72-90 or something. We went back-to-back games against Oakland. Brett Carey's out for a couple of days, so he can continue to be out for a couple of days. Excuse me. All right, 23-27 now on June 1st. Anybody getting any better? I mean, we're just now starting to fully scout everybody, so. Oh, I got to turn all this stuff on. Where did I want to go? I want to go here. There. I want to go there. Your organization. No, it's not where I wanted to go. I wanted to go from your league. All right. 23-27 through June 1st. Offense is 7th. Our pitching staff is last. Shohei's still pitching well. He's not hitting particularly well, only hitting 200. Trout, 12 home runs. Fletcher batting a cool 200 in the leadoff spot. Look at Austin Warren. Wow. That's a pretty good season. Detmers seems to have picked it up a little bit. Oh, excuse me. All right, let's get to July. Let's get to the important month. We're back in last place. We will reject the trade. Again, I would love to have a catcher, but I can't take any of those. And I would love to see our catcher develop. That would make me so happy. To call up a guy in A-ball and stick him in the major leagues and have him actually develop. Smith is out for 2 weeks with a dead arm. Okay, we'll put him on the injured list then. And we will call up Dakota Donovan, or do we just call up I think we just call up Dashwood because he was already on the big league roster. Yeah, I would love for Mulrine to develop. I mean, 38 OPS plus. I mean, he's got 3 home runs, but we're not expecting him to actually turn it. We went 3 in a row. Excuse me. So let's keep going. Yeah, we're in last place. Trout with a 4-game home run streak. Griffin Canning eligible to come off the DL now. Cool. So we can send Dashwood back down in the minors. Probably should send Canning on a rehab assignment, but whatever. Barria can come out. Make him a middle relief. Suarez seems to have settled it down a little bit, I should say. Yeah, looking pretty good as a reliever here. But we'll run with Ohtani, Criswell, Detmers, Daniels, and Canning for now. Jared Walsh eligible to come off the DL. Let's get him back in there for Tice. Move him back up. And back in there for Tice. I think we stay with Taylor Ward batting second. Wow, Ward is absolutely destroying the baseball. Look at those numbers. 13 home runs, 38 RBIs in 39 games, 372, 462, 802. Wow. Yeah, we're going to, so when in the draft, it's obviously best player available. You know, we can't draft. I mean, I guess we can draft based on need, but really I'm looking for pitching and catching on the bright side. I'm not right, exactly. I'm not, and look at that. We just won 3 in a row. Look at that. 3-1, 1-0, and 6 run. We gave up 2 runs in 3 games with this pitching staff. Let's delete all the messages. We'll get to July 1st, and we'll kind of pause and look at the team. Not that there's, not that we can do a whole lot, but there's Barria for 3 weeks. It's fine. Ryan Smith is eligible. He's not eligible to come off the DL yet. All right. What about Lee? How long is he out for? He's diagnosis pending. Well, this was a game. 18-10. We were down 5-4 after 4, and then it all fell apart from there. Oof. Jake Lee's out for 7 to 8 weeks. I'm gonna have to call up a pitcher. So that'll be what's his name, Dashwood. And then tomorrow we can, I think, bring Smith back. Yep. Okay. Bring Smith back. Smith in as, what did I have? Did I have him as our, I think I had him as a specialist / middle relief, and then Dashwood can be long relief because he's bad. Long relief and avoid high level. Well, I mean, technically they're all bad, but Albanese is eligible to come off the DL. Well, send him to AAA. It's fine. Eight games under 500. Mike Trout's the batter of the month. So we are through June, 35 and 43. Player development. Ryan Smith gets better. Detmers gets better. That's nice. How's he done? 4 and 5 with a 6.06. That's not good. Brendan Davis gets better. He's in AAA right now. Landon Marceau. That's nice. We need to see some development for some of our minor leaguers. Hopefully all the money we're investing in it will help. Yes, we get the batter of the month. Mike Trout, 280, 24 home runs, 50 RBIs, and it's time for international signings. So unlike the one we did last year, we can go after it this season. Holy crap. Okay. Alfredo Yazquez. I mean, I think it's a no-brainer, right? I think it's Yazquez. And if he doesn't want to sign with us, we can come back and talk to Esparza. I think it's a no-brainer. I think Alfredo Yazquez is that guy. Just look and see what else we got. Jorge Carmona's not bad. Salcido's not bad. Yeah, it's got to be Yazquez. I don't want to overthink this.
Said he likes our organization, would love to come play for us. So let's see if that's actually the reality. All right, so stats. Yeah, we'll pause and we'll take a look at the team, and then we will get up to the draft. So offensively, Mike Trout's having a Mike Trout season. He's on pace for 50 home runs and 12 doubles. That's a thing. Pace for 9.3 WAR. Taylor Ward has come back from injury and just mashed 2.7 WAR in 52 games. Jared Walsh has been pretty good. Brandon Marsh hitting over 300, which is nice to see. Might want to move him up into the leadoff spot since Fletcher's been terrible. So much for Adele turning into a stud, and it's still early, but 590 OPS and a 58 OPS plus. Yeah, so we got a few players that are doing really, really well. Jose Rojas having a pretty good season, all things considered. 8 home runs, 28 RBIs, a 770 OPS. Slightly below average in the field, but I'll take it. Ohtani only hitting 198. All right, well, he'll fix that, I imagine. Tice has been fine as a backup, and then the rest of our offense has been gross. Gustavo Campero is 11 for 71 with a 21 OPS and a 196 BABIP. You'll love to see that. You'll love to see the .70 ISO. It's just ugly. It's either really good or really bad. On the other side of things, the pitching staff. Ohtani, as bad as he's been with the bat, that's how good he's been pitching. 1.3 WAR, he's 5-2. Oliver Ortega out of the bullpen, doing a nice job for us. Austin Warren knocked down to earth a little bit. Reed Detmers, 4-5. A lot of strikeouts, 86 strikeouts in 68 innings. An unusually high BABIP, so hopefully that comes down a little bit and he's fine. But yeah, our pitching staff is awful, as anticipated. So that's kind of where we are with the team. Prospects, again, we have one prospect in the top, what is that, in the top 500? Or in the top 100, top 500? Is that why it's listed like that? Well, it lists him here as 84. But he's actually not bad. We're going to give him the full season in the minor leagues, and he'll probably be with us next season. So let's get up to the draft because it's the single most important thing, and Detmers is down for a week or two. It's the single most important day of the year for the Angels is the draft. And I am going to do every single pick because the 20th pick is probably still better than most of the players we have on our big league roster. So who moves into the rotation? Brett Kerry? Let's give him a start. Sure. He hasn't been good, but we'll give him a start anyway. And we're not going to end up with a high pick because I don't believe... I don't remember what the Angels' record was last season, to be honest with you. So I don't know where we're going to be picking, but we will see. I guess I could stop and look, but that would require effort. So the team's performance is underwhelming. Yeah, I know you wanted me to re-sign Syndergaard. I get all that, but I'm sorry. It just is what it is. I can't believe we're not even in last. Well, we are in last place now, but we're going back and forth with Seattle, and that's just a bit surprising. Dashwood can go back down. Baria back up. Long relief, middle relief. All right, it's time for the draft. We're 37-50 this year, which is the third worst record in the American Leagues. Yeah, the Red Sox, man. I don't know what. Out of the Park 20, I guess Out of the Park 23 got it right because the Red Sox are not good this year, and I have not been able to win with the Red Sox to save my life, which is just crazy. But yeah, anyway, getting sidetracked. Draft, where are we picking? We're picking 13th. They think we are going to take Elijah Green. I mean, if Elijah Green is there at 13, I think that's a distinct possibility. I would be shocked if he was there at 13. They don't have the first pitcher going until Dylan Lesko at 22. They only have one starting pitcher going in the first round. Wow. Only one starting pitcher going until Zach Maxwell. All right, let's get into the draft. So first pick by Baltimore is Drew Jones. Second pick for Arizona, Tamar Johnson. Texas Rangers, Cam Collier. Pirates, Dylan. There goes Lesko at 4. Washington takes Elijah Green. Miami takes Brooks Lee at 7. Connor Prelip to the Cubs at 8. Twins take Zach Maxwell at 9. Kansas City takes Jackson Holliday at 10. The Rockies at 11. Jace Jung. The Mets at 12 take Jacob Berry. The Tigers, we're picking 14th? We're picking next, okay. They take Jackson Ferris. All right, so now it is our pick. Let's see what is available. Let's go to pitching potential. So, yeah, they took all the good pitchers. Ganba, yes, a draft to glory with the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. We are, basically, we got rid of everybody that wasn't either signed by the Angels initially, or that wasn't signed by the Angels initially, or that wasn't drafted by the Angels initially. We are allowing for international free agents or the international draft. We're not going to be signing any free agents in any international signings in free agency, but the international draft is fine. The Rule 5 and the draft, and that is it. And this is our starting. This is the team we started with. So, not terrible. Not terrible. We got a couple. Oh, we signed Vasquez, and he's all of a sudden the number 1 prospect in baseball. So there we go. So we pick up the top prospect in baseball right off the bat. So that's a good way to get this thing going. So it is our pick. Obviously, our biggest needs are pitching and catching. I feel like, there's a ton of 2.5-star pitchers here, and that's usually the case in the first year, in the first draft. So we can we're not going to get an ace out of this, I don't think, but we should be able to give ourselves a lot of depth in this draft with some of these players. Yeah, and I find that too. When you start getting into the the fictional players, right? Once you get away from the Tamar Johnsons and Elijah Greens and Drew Joneses and players like that, and you start getting into some of the more fictional players, you start to see that. I agree completely. All right. So who does our scout think we should take? Jason Jones, the third baseman. Okay. And he's got some pop. And he's not a bad player. Money's no option. Money's no issue. We've got like $70 million to spend or something. I don't necessarily think reaching for a catcher right now is the best idea either, given that we can probably find our starting catcher for next season in the Rule 5. I think it's just a matter of finding the best player available. Judd Fabian, power hitting center fielder. Again, we don't really need. I don't want to draft on need, but our outfield is like the one position we're pretty well set at. Jason Jones isn't a terrible idea, I guess. Plus power, occasional lapses in the field, could be a regular starter. Yeah, there's a lot of average in this. It almost feels like, one guy is as good as the next. RJ Austin. He looks okay. Right now, Jason Jones is probably the pick, just for lack of a better option. Dylan Beavers. Cal Berkeley. He's not really a center fielder, though, with those ratings. My other concern is this, is that
I find that almost across the board, the first draft ends up being a bust. Like everybody in that first draft ends up being a bust. I don't know what it is, but maybe it's just something I'm doing. But I always find that the first year the players do not develop and they flame out. So, I don't know. I like Chase Shores. You agree? Yeah, there's something about the first draft. I don't know what it is, but I haven't had a player taken in the first round that's really turned into, or in the first draft that's turned into a stud that wasn't like, random talent, boosts. You can find those players. I mean, that happens all the time, but I haven't been able to find anything. I haven't been able to find, like, my first pick usually flames out. Which is why I tend to lean more towards the low ceiling, high floor kind of guys with my first pick. Because there's less room for, them flaming out. If they turn into what they are, great. But they're also not going to turn into nothing. Not a great draft. Not a great first draft. That's a little disappointing. Yeah, Tamar Johnson's turned into a good player in our Arizona playthrough, right? He had 4 or 5 really good seasons with the D-backs before we traded him. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, these guys. But again, those are like the top picks in the draft, right? Like, I mean, you would expect that Drew Jones is going to turn into a good player. Tamar Johnson, Elijah Green, I've seen develop, but also flame out. Cam Collier almost never develops for me. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, there are some good players here, but we will see what happens. You found that the majority of your high-end international prospects all fail to develop. That, yeah, you're right. That's another thing I've seen, Gamba, is they either don't turn into, and that's, I mean, it's fair though, right? I mean, like we just drafted Alfredo Yazquez. Our scouting is only average on him. OSA's is average on him as well. I mean, he's 16 years old. Who the hell knows what he's going to turn into? You know what I mean? Like, he could be an absolute monster when it's all said and done, but he's 16. So it could be 6-7 years before we know what he is, and by that point, who knows? So I understand why that happens with the international players. You're either going to have players who turn out really good, or they're going to flame out, and I kind of understand that to some extent. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that there's a slam dunk pick here. Justin Crawford. I mean, because of that, do we take Adonis Guzman? Because there's not a slam dunk, do we have the ability to reach a little bit? Chase DeLauder? I mean, this is the kind of player that I'm talking about, right? Where he's got a fairly low ceiling, but his floor is high enough that maybe he turns into an okay player. Yeah, and that's the other end of it, NS, right? Is that sometimes it works. So for me, especially in a situation like this where we have the money, why the hell not? But I can understand if you're a team that's up against up against a financial wall or something, that it can be tricky. I don't know. Do we just go after Jason Jones? Good gap power, good home run power. I mean, he'll be 2 stars by the beginning of next season. I have no doubt in my mind that if we take Jason Jones, he's a 2-star hitter with 50 power and 50 home run power by the start of next season. You take someone like R.J. Austin. He's a second baseman, but he's impossible to sign. I mean, we could sign him. Again, we have unlimited funds, but best player available. Yeah, and that's... And again, I think best player available means that I go after the highest floor player that I can find. Because nothing here screams, you know, savior to me. Jared Jones got some power. He'll probably be there with the next pick. Gavin Keelan. Sean McClain. Oh, I want to. You know what I got to do? Forgot to do this. Not that it matters, but we're going to just make sure everything is set the way that I always set it. I forgot to do some of this stuff ahead of time. We're never going to make any trades, so it doesn't matter, but... You think Guzman will be there with the next pick? Who's Guzman? Is he a pitcher? Or have I already forgotten? Oh, Adonis Guzman. Yeah, I think you're probably right. Hell, I don't know. Again, if I take Jason Jones, he's going to end up as a 2-star player by the beginning of next season. That's just the way it works out. But I think he's the... I mean, he's the best hitter. He's certainly not the best player. He's got low work ethic. Find somebody with high work ethic. Maybe that's kind of the... Maybe that's kind of the thing that... Maybe we go after someone like McClain? I know, this is taking way too long, guys. I apologize. Because ultimately, again, it doesn't matter. They're all going to end up as below average players once we get past this. Daniel Susak. Now, here's an interesting option. We could go after someone like Susak because, again, his ratings are already better than every catcher we have in our system. But again, he's probably somebody that's available next round. Caden Wallace, Jed Williams. I think maybe Jet Williams, guys. I mean, that's a second baseman profile. He's high leader. He's got speed. John, it's a good idea. That's a good idea. I think I'm going to take Jet Williams with the first pick, but Johnny, I'll do that after I make this pick. Missed contact eye combo. I think that might be Jet Williams right here, along with the speed. He's a second baseman, which is something we need. I think we take Jet Williams with our first pick and try not to think too hard about it. All right, so let's go to our next pick, and we will customize to add, where is it? Where is it? Is it in here someplace? Signability, free agent type. Work ethic. All right. All right. Intelligence as well. That's a good one. That's a good one. It's a good idea. Thank you. Work ethic and intelligence. All right. So it's our pick. Our scout thinks we should take Rene Ramirez Jr. High work ethic, low greed, 18-year-old. I'm good with that. All right. So I think I'm happy enough with our first round pick. I think when we switch over to pitchers, though, it's going to... Yeah, I got to do it again for pitchers, right? Yeah. Intelligence. I'm happy enough with that first round pick. And we got Ramon Bracamonte. He looks pretty solid. Kind of like him, actually. 18, 40, or 50, 45, 50. All the stuff that we look for in a pitcher.
AJ Izzy. That's a name. Riley Kelly. You know, I don't know why I've never done this, Johnny. I always just click on it and look and go, oh, they got low work ethic, and then I back out. I don't know why I never thought about setting it up like this. Oh, come on. Do I have to save it? I think I have to save it, don't I? Can I save it? I don't think I can save that. Oh, save view. Nah. Yes. Come on. Intelligence. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. Save view. Yes. All right. Yeah, it's going to save me time. That's for damn sure. You know, so I don't have to click on everybody's name. So we got Adonis Guzman on there. We needed a catcher. He's very good defensively. The bat is good enough. He's got all of the things we look for. I don't think we take any chances. I'm going to take Adonis Guzman with our second pick. I've drafted him a couple of times, and he's never developed. But I'm hoping maybe that with the amount of money we have invested into our development this year, that we can that you know, something will happen this year with him, that he will turn into something for us. Now let's go to pitching potential again, and let's go ahead and customize and make sure we save it. Let's just save it. All right. So now what do we got? That's batters. That's not helping. Pitchers. All right, so Shores is still there. Pierce George is there. Bracamonte is still there. Yeah, I knew you could do that. I guess I just never realized that you could do work ethic. I knew you could pull up what type of leader they were. That's not as big a deal to me as the work ethic and intelligence. Pierce George. It's not really. He's never going to hit enough to be a two-way player. He's got 4 pitches. Fastball, curveball, slider, changeup, 90 to 92. He's 6'6". He's a 6'6", 250-pound 19-year-old who can only hit 92 on the gun. That's a little concerning. I would think that with that size, he would already be mid-90s, but what the hell do I know? Then you got Ramon Bracamonte, who's beanpole thin, 6'4", 175. I think I like Bracamonte. 3 potentially good pitches. Yep. Ramon Bracamonte will be our third pick. Riley Kelly, 50, 50, 45. Zachary Showalter, meh. Yeah, right? It's 6'6", 250. They think we should take Ramirez is still out there. Okay. Well, let's go back to batters. I'm leaning, I don't know if I'm leaning towards George, just for the memes of it. 6'6", 250-pound righty who can only throw 90 miles an hour. Or do we go after Chase Shores, who is a better pitcher, but has the low work ethic and low intelligence? So is this the round where we take a shot at the better player who maybe doesn't have the work ethic, or do we continue to just lean on high work ethic guys and kind of make that our shtick, right? We only take players that have the high work ethic. So we got Patrick Forbes. Again, not a shortstop. He's a second baseman. RJ Austin's another low work ethic guy. Stanwich. Lincoln Way East. I've called semi-pro football from this school before. The Lincoln Way Patriots. It's a semi-pro football league. It was some of the worst football you've ever seen in your life, but it was fun to call. So we actually had to have a game canceled because none of the officials showed up. Like, that's how semi-pro this was. But it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to do. Stanwich. Yeah, I agree with you. NS. I like Shores. I think he's got the ratings, right? I mean, he's pretty clearly the best starting pitcher left out there at 55, 55, 45. He's only 18 years old. I mean, let's take him. Who cares? You're not going to be able to draft nothing but high work ethic guys. I mean, I guess technically you could, but so we got Riley Kelly, 18 years old. We still have Pierce George, the 6'6", 250-pound righty. Oliver Santos they want us to take. Oh, wow. How did I not see him? Oh, because he has the low intelligence. I was looking for high work ethic, high intelligence. 6'4", 210-pound righty. Potential wipeout changeup. I like Santos. I'll take the Scouts recommendation here. I know who there's a name I'm looking at. Where is he? Mo Hampton. Mo Hampton, good defensively. Maybe. I've never seen that either. I've never seen their work ethic or intelligence change. I've also seen, like we all have, dozens of low work ethic guys turn into studs. But, I don't think somebody's work ethic can change. I could be completely wrong, but you also filter... I didn't even see that. You also filter all guys to remove wrecked or fragile. Yeah, I stay away from... Obviously, wrecked is a huge red flag right off the bat. Fragile's another one because they become wrecked in no time. Mo Hampton. I've already looked at him once. I mean, he's good defensively. Got some speed. I don't know if he's ever going to hit enough, but he's good defensively. We don't have a lot of defensive players in our minor league system. I think maybe Alex Stanwich is the guy. 6'2", 195. Corner outfielder. Probably with those ratings. Probably a left fielder, really, with those ratings. But decent speed. If he develops, the bat looks okay. Alex Stanwich. Their high work proneness never gets better. Yeah, they never go from fragile to normal. That's a good point. Nick Dugan they want me to take now. Oops. They really want me to take pitchers here. And I mean, I can see why. They're all 2.5 stars. And Dugan doesn't look terrible. High intelligence. I don't care about the loyalty or frankly, the adaptability. Means his work ethic is average. He's got the high intelligence. He's got 3 good pitches and then a changeup that will likely never develop. But his fastball and his curveball are already, the potential there are already plus pitches, an above average slider. We can take Nick Dugan. And I think I'm going to take Mo Hampton if he's there with the next pick. He is. Want to get ourselves another young outfielder. And we can train him up in left and center without any trouble. So Mo Hampton. All right, who do they think we should take now? Reese Walling. High work ethic, low greed. Yuck. Catchers with low work ethic. I just don't like that. I don't get. Rebuild your minors coaching staff with highly developmentally inclined manager and coaches. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Maybe that's something we do after the draft. Kind of go in and take a look at our minor league coaches and start to develop some of those guys. Jose Vargas, decent bat, but not much else. Kevin Miller, low work ethic. Hayden Miller's the other side. I don't mind Hayden Miller. He's got a lot of flex. He can even play catcher. Hayden Miller can play literally every position on the diamond. The bat looks to be good enough. He's got the high work ethic. Sure. That looks like a decent pick.
let's look at my favorite, which is individual pitch potential. And now we can start to get some of the fan favorites. We can take Cooper Dossett. If he develops, he turns into a beast. And there is Mr. Josh Eknes. We are absolutely taking Josh Eknes with the next pick if he's there. Not even a question. For those of you who weren't with us at the beginning, Josh Eknes was was the stud that we had in our draft to glory with the Texas Rangers last season. I'm going to show him off real quick because I can do that. So we'll switch over to 22 here again real quick. And we drafted Josh Eknes in the 29th round, 838th overall, and this is what he became. So anytime I see Josh Eknes in the draft, I draft him. So that is why which is why I was eager to jump on Mr. Eknes right there, was because of how he developed for us last year. He hasn't developed for me like that yet in Out of the Park 23, but I take him every year anyway. So. And besides, the more of these young pitchers you draft, the more likely one of them is to develop and get that random talent bump. Seth Halverson is another one that I like to draft. Joe Allen looks okay as an 18-year-old. Let's go on a run here of some young pitchers. Development history, yeah. Let me pull it back up. Eventually, if I do it right. Yeah, it's just crazy. Like, literally, as soon as we drafted him in... The hell did we draft him? We drafted him in 2022. So we drafted him like right around here, where his ratings were similar to... Yeah, this is what he was when we drafted him, right? He had 56, 34, 26 for his potential ratings. And within a year, he was 88, 51, 54. It's absolutely crazy to watch his development. He got hurt way too much, unfortunately. So he didn't get to quite live up to his potential, but he was friggin' good, man. He was good. One of my all-time favorite players in all of my my Out of the Park baseball Let's Plays was Mr. Josh Eknes. All right, let's take a couple more pitchers. And then see if there are any hitters left. Maybe we might not even. I don't know if we're going to. I'm going to take these guys like Peyton Gubler. Like, I like his ratings for an 18-year-old, but again, the low work ethic and low intelligence lead me to believe that he won't get that random bump. But I suppose he could. Charis Butcher is another one I've seen develop in the past. Eric Raiselman goes to LSU. No. I mean, I'm at a point where I can't be all that picky, right? So just find players that have one or two things that I can sort of hang my hat on and just run with it. That is correct, Johnny. Yes. So via draft. So with the exception, of course, of the international free agent period on July 1st. So yeah, so Rule 5 in the offseason, and that is it. And we will go heavy. I think last year when I did my Rangers save, I don't know, I wish there was some way to go back and look. I must have taken like 9 or 10 players in the Rule 5 that first year. So it was pretty nuts. One stud a year. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, one potential stud a year. And they're all going to be 16 years old, so who the hell knows? It really is going to, basically what it means is we have to hit on, right, the majority of our draft picks. They don't all need to be stars, but we can't miss on a draft pick. Like, we need every one of our draft picks to at least be a functional, every one of our first rounders to be a functional big league player. Cameron Wagner looks okay, I guess. Kind of low ceiling, high floor kind of guy, 94 to 96. 6'5", 190 pounds, rail thin. Yeah, I had that happen in my Nationals playthrough that I'm playing right now. I had a player that was drafted in in one of the last rounds, and I look up and he's like the number 38 prospect in baseball or something like that. And it just, wait a minute, like I didn't expect to see that. Marquise Grissom Jr. I didn't know he was a pitcher. He's a pitcher? I had no idea. Here we go. This is what I'm talking about. 18-year-old Mason Murdock, 6'5", 200 pounds. 2 potentially really good pitches. The changeup, since it's not a 25 or a 20, that tells me that it's likely to develop. High work ethic, Mason Murdock. That works for me. All right, let's take a look at... I don't think there are really any hitters left. Jason Hodges, who's got some power but will never hit for high enough average. Same thing with Jace Blaylock, even though he's got the high work ethic. I don't foresee him developing. Nick Frank, low work ethic catcher. You gotta love those. Speaking of catchers, let's look at... We need more catchers in our system, so let's find a couple catchers here, just so we can have some in our system. Gabe Briones is one that I've liked before. He was in my Rockies save a year ago, or last year. He was long-time backup catcher for us. Yeah, I'm going to take a couple of catchers just to have some depth in the minor leagues. David Belley's probably the best bat of the bunch. High work ethic, Heile's 23's garbage. Kobe. We're going to take Kobe. I know it's not spelled the same, but we're going to take Kobe nonetheless. See, that would be a meme, right? The Anaheim Angels drafting somebody named Kobe. What's the most common batting category to see a spike? It's a good question. Most common batting category? Honestly, hitters, when they have spikes, they tend to spike with everything. I don't know. Maybe, I would think maybe the batting eye. I don't know. It's a good question. I'm not really sure. You'd say gap power. Yeah, I don't know. That's with pitchers. It's almost unquestionably stuff and movement. When a pitcher has that random bump, it's almost always stuff and movement together. But with a hitter, yeah, maybe the gap power or the power. Yeah, I'm not really. I don't really know. It's a good question. That's not our pick. All right, so we got a couple picks left. Let's go get some more pitchers. I'm big on trying to find ourselves some young pitchers that can potentially develop. We got any knuckleballers in this draft? We don't. Got a couple of knuckle curve guys. Corey Lewis. Nope. Circle. Screwball. No screwballers. How about circle changeup? Colin Zajowski. High work ethic, 21-year-old. He's not particularly good for a 21-year-old. Zach Robinson. Yeah, I can't be picky at this point. It's just find the best players. Here we go. Seth Baugh, 21-year-old, 6'5", 215-pounder. High work ethic, high intelligence. That'll work. And if one of these pitchers gets a random talent bump, the end of this draft is successful, right? I mean, we can find one player to kind of bump. Here we go. Will Childers out of Georgia. We'll take him. We got two more picks. Yeah, I guess when it comes to the random talent bump, I guess I can't recall anybody that sort of came out of the blue like that. It almost correct me if I'm wrong, it almost always happens with pitchers. Like that type of bump where they go from 29th round pick to to Hall of Famer. It's almost always pitchers.
I want to welcome everybody who's just jumped in. I guess the Out of the Park guys finished what they were doing for the night. Welcome. My name is Aaron. Get your drops here for the next hour or so. We're going to be continuing our draft to glory with the Los Angeles Angels. We basically released everybody on the team that wasn't signed initially or drafted by the Los Angeles Angels. So any free agents, any major league free agents, I should say. So we do have Shohei on the team. Any major league free agents and anybody that was acquired via trade was released, and we are starting over. And we are in our first draft. And I'm taking a lot of time to make my 19th pick, so you'll have to bear with me here. Caratini, no. Dylan Carter looks good. He's got 4 decent pitches, the high work ethic. It's not our pick. Tell me he's still there. There he is. All right, and I believe that is our last pick. It is. Okay. So let's go in and let's negotiate. Jet Williams was our first overall pick. We're just going to go ahead and offer these guys. We didn't have a second-round pick. Why didn't we have a second-round pick? Who did we lose that pick for signing? Somebody that we've since released, obviously. But that's where we are. So we got a ton of all these 2.5-star guys. I'm just going to disable the AI promotion. They will eventually drop in ratings, I'm sure, but we're gonna go with that anyway. Detmers is on the DL for another week. I think that's all we need to do, right? We picked up Alfredo Yazquez in the international signings. We will request a scouting report on him. High leader, high adaptability, high work ethic. Obviously, he's a left fielder with these ratings. He's never gonna play center field, but still, the bat is the bat. I'll just get up to the trading deadline. Was it Syndergaard? Oh, hell. Stupid Angels. Seriously. Yeah, I would love to have a catcher, but I can't trade for anybody. Chase Shores signs, so we will disable his promotion as well. Oh, that's what we wanted to do. I wanted to look at my, that's not where I wanted to go. That's not where I wanted to go either. This is where I wanted to go. All right. So we need to look at our so he's average development. So we're just gonna fire everybody that has average or worse development skills. Yep. So Jairo Cuevas is gone. Betancourt, decent. I guess we can leave decent. So anything decent or above, we will leave. Yeah, this is going to be the really grindy part, guys. This isn't something that I'm crazy about, but I want to make sure we do it the right way. And they gave up a second-round pick for Syndergaard, really? That's so bad, man. So bad. We leave Rupp. Leave Magallanes. Bo Martino, he's going to go. Excuse me. Ryan Sebra, he's decent. He can stay. Dave Stapleton is decent. He can stay. Ebert is average. He's going to go. Sean Kazmar, he's going to go. De La Cruz is decent. He can stay. Jose Marte is average. He's going to go. And Anel de los Santos is poor. So he's going to go as well. All right. Let's sign a crap ton of coaches, shall we? So we need a manager in AAA. So we want somebody who is good with development. Stephen LaRude. Sign him. I think we just go through and sign all of the, like, each team. So now we need a pitching coach. No, pitching coach. That's what I wanted.
So we want a pitching coach that is good at teaching pitching. I think we go right after. I mean, he's decent at pitching, but outstanding at development. Or do we go good and excellent? I think we go Jamie Wright. Sign him. Where are we now? We're now in AA pitching coach. Will Omen. Yep, that works for me. Ugh. All right, what else do we need in AA? I think it was a hitting coach. Yeah, AA hitting coach. The Trash Pandas. The Trash Pandas. So we got Jesse Dill. He's the best, but he's also... I think we're going to go after Trey Hannum, because he's 26. He's excellent and good at teaching. Or do we go after... Let's go after Joel McKeithen. He's 30 years old, excellent at both. We'll offer him a contract. Single A manager. Let's find a young guy. We just offered LaRue a contract. Darwin Barney, the former Chicago Cub. Let's make him the Tri-City Dust Devils single A manager. That works. Pitching coach in single A. So we offered Wright. And who else did we offer? Do we have a pitch? Let's look at our pending offers. Jamie Wright and Will Omen. Okay, those are the two that we've offered so far. Brett DeGagne. Brian Conger. James Fort. James Fort, our pitching coach at high A ball. The other A ball is going to be whom? Daniel Moskos. He's a former big leaguer as well. I think he pitched for... What did he pitch for? Did he pitch for the Tigers? Did he pitch for the Rockies? What the hell did he pitch for? It's going to bother me now. I got to look. Pittsburgh. Okay. Wasn't even close. All right, what do we got now? What's next? Next is rookie ball pitching coach. Corey Popham. That works for me. And then we need hitting coach. We only have offers out to McKeithen. Only McKeithen. That's the only hitting coach we've needed so far. All right. So, B.J. Roper Hubbard will be our hitting coach in rookie ball. And then our other rookie ball pitching coach will be, right, that's what we needed? That's what we're looking at? Yeah. Pat Robles. Yep. Pat Robles can be our rookie ball pitching coach and hitting coach. That wasn't as grindy as I thought, I guess. I just thought it was going to be worse than that. That wasn't terrible. Carney Lansford, 65-year-old Carney Lansford down in the DSL. How's that for a thing? Was Coolbaugh the one who got... No, he's too young. There was a guy... I think he was on first base and he got hit by a pitch. I don't know. My mind is all over the place. We're going to go after Ryan Chipka. Scott Coolbaugh? Was that his name? That was his name. Anyway. All right, so we have all of our coaches. No, we just got a sim. We got a sim. We get Detmers back in 5 days. All of our coaches are responding. That is nice. Excuse me. Did any of our guys have any of our... Yeah, Williams, Guzman, and Bracamonte we're still waiting on. Okay, that's fine. I just kind of want to get through the year, and then we can start up I want to get to, basically I want to do an episode, a video. So like I want to get to opening day of next year, since the off season is just going to be the Rule 5 for us. That won't take very long. So Williams and Bracamonte sign. Jay Shore's up to 3.5 stars, as is Reggie Valdez. Oh, wrong scout. Okay. I was like, wait a minute. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Disable. Some of these. Oh, there's Kobe. There's Kobe. Is Denver's out for 2 more days. Okay. Nope. I can... If they're on the team, I can do anything I want with them. So I can re-sign Shohei. I can re-sign Trout. I just can't sign a free agent. So you'll see what'll end up happening is I'm going to be signing players to stupid contracts because I have nothing else to do with the money. Like I remember I signed Josh Jung in our Rangers one last year to like an 8-year contract or something because I just had the money and I was like, the hell else am I going to do with it? So, Guzman signed, so I think that's everybody. And we're just going to lock them all down. Again, everybody 2.5 stars and up. We're just going to disable. Again, not that I anticipate that they're all going to stay that way, but that's the way we're going to do it. What am I doing? Are we still waiting on Detmer's out for another day? Yeah, all right, let's just sim today. Jaron, how are you, my friend? How you doing tonight? Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. I got to turn baseball cards off. I always forget to turn baseball cards off until the first draft or until the first All-Star game. I do it every year. So yeah, Ohtani and Trout, obviously, we shouldn't have to re-sign Trout. He's signed for however long he's signed for, but we should be able to re-sign them both without any trouble. Yeah, money should never be an issue. When it comes to re-signing players. Look at our minor league system. This is embarrassing. Oh, that's awful. I'll show you guys that. I don't know if you saw that. I'll show it to you in a second, but that was really bad. Albanese can go back down to AAA. Detmers can come up and put him back in the rotation and it really doesn't matter. Brett Carey, who was better in the bullpen, I suppose. Look at these minor league records. 18-68, 10-73, 15-71, 8-75, 6-32, and 2-30. Oof. It's really bad. It's going to take a couple years to kind of fill in the minor league roster with decent players. Yeah. Who made the All-Star team for us? I'm sure it was Trout, and that's about it. First thing I want to do, though, is come here and there. All right. Who made the All-Star team? Trout and Ward. Okay. Well, Ward's not a surprise with how well he's been hitting. Trout and Ward and Ohtani made it as a pitcher. Okay, cool. Trout, Ohtani. Wasting Trout in the short term in the hopes of a glorious... Right, that's the reason. So my thought process behind this is the Angels front office wakes up tomorrow and goes, you know what? This clearly isn't working. So anybody that we've spent money to bring in or anybody that we've traded for, it clearly isn't working. So we're just going to get rid of them all and we're just going to start over. So that's what we're doing. That may have been a fun exercise too, to literally get rid of everybody on the team except for Trout and Ohtani and just fill them in with whatever was left in the minor leagues and then trying to rebuild with that. That would have been fun too, to just get rid of Walsh and Fletcher and Marsh and Adele and just call up the minor leaguers to play alongside Trout and Ohtani and see if I could win that way. That would have been fun too. Maybe next time. Season's sort of going sideways a little bit. We were shoulder strain for Ohtani. What do? Do we put him on the DL? I feel like putting him on the DL is probably a good idea. Last thing we need is for Shohei to get injured even more. It says Silseth is ready to come up. Okay, I'll let him come up. We will stick him there, and then in the lineup, we will go Tice. as the DH. I would love to accept your trade proposal, but I cannot. Worst record in the league now. Where are we in the 39 and 58? Second worst record in baseball. The Pirates are 31 and 67. Holy crap. That's not good. Look at the Twins. 63 and 34. Excuse me. Teams have been trying to trade us catchers all season long, and it's not working. Here's another one. Reese McGuire, the Red Sox. That's what I think about that. Joe Adell's out for 6 weeks now. All right. And I think, Enes, you said it earlier that injuries can be really tough on a team in this type of playthrough. Doesn't take long for, is Ward better in the field than anybody else? Doesn't take long for you to be calling up 1 and 1.5 star players. Davis. What are we missing? What am I missing? Trout, Marsh, and Ward. Oh, I don't have Marsh out there. That's what I'm missing. I guess we're going to go 3 lefties in a row? Sure. Why not? I don't want Reese McGuire. Even if we were making trades, I don't want Mr. Exposes himself in public. I'm good. Thank you. All right. So it is trade deadline. Doesn't matter. Let's go ahead and sim that day. August 1st. We lose 10-0. Anything we need to be aware of? Austin Warren got off to an absolutely fantastic start to the season. Has slowed way down. Oliver Ortega looks like he got a little better. That's nice to see. Fastball and a knuckle curve from the 25-year-old. Bachman continues to get better. That's encouraging. Juan Yepes and Vinny Pasquantino, a couple of first basemen. Rookies of the month. Yeah, NS. I don't even care. But the thing is, if he's healthy, like, it doesn't matter if he's healthy this year. I need him to be healthy when we're good. You know what I mean? You have to hope that being humbled in the majors helps with the development. Yeah, that's kind of, that's kind of what happens with some of these guys is, some of these players that clearly don't belong in the major leagues either get, they're either forged by the fire, so to speak, and Silseth has been bad. We're going to send him back down. They either figure it out or they don't, right? And the ones that figure it out, they end up having good careers. If they don't figure it out, they don't figure it out. And just sort of the way it is. But sometimes some of these players will develop if they play in a league that, they don't necessarily belong in. God, this is so bad. Guess we'll go Wentz. Who would you want to be drafted by, Johnny? Oh yeah, like if this were a real thing, yeah, I'd want to be drafted by the Angels too. You got as good a shot as you got a better shot making the big leagues with the Angels right now than you do any other team. Jake Lee. Who is Jake Lee? All right. He actually looks like he's been pretty okay. So we'll send Albanese back down. Call Jake Lee up. We get Rodriguez back in a couple of weeks. He's going to go on a rehab assignment. He's been out for a while. Certainly not going to take any chances with him. We won 11-4. Ohtani got that average all the way up to 214. Let's go. Ward's having a great season. 1033 OPS. Wow, we got a couple of hitters that are really mashing. Maybe put Ward behind Trout and Ohtani for protection. Good idea. Let's do that. All right, so how are we going to do this? So we got Marsh I'd rather not go righty, righty, lefty, lefty. So maybe we tweak the lineup here a little bit. Maybe we do something like that. Oh, no, wait. What am I doing? I'm stupid. Forget I said anything. I'm being dumb. Walsh, Trout, like this. Yeah. Okay, so against lefties, that'll work. Fletcher, Walsh, Trout, Ohtani, because Walsh can hit righties. Yeah, he's really good against righties. Have to see who'd hold on to with the Mets. I looked at the Mets. The Mets actually had a pretty good setup. Now, obviously, this team's going to look a little different now. But you obviously can't keep Lindor. You can keep Nimmo. Can't keep Marte. You can keep Alonso. Can't keep Canna. I think you keep McNeil. You keep McNeil. Don't keep J.D. Davis. Keep Guillorme. You keep DeGrom. You don't keep any of your other starters. You keep Alvarez. You keep Mauricio. So you keep, your two top prospects, a couple of your best hitters, and obviously your ace. So the Mets, and the other thing about the Mets is they've got very good fan loyalty. So if you lose, you've got some loyalty built up that you can have a couple of difficult seasons and it won't be terrible. And your owner is tolerant and generous. So the Mets would be would be a good one to kind of do this with, I think. You get kind of a lot of pieces to start with. Yeah, position players at the top of the Mets. It really is. And they're players that they drafted, right? And that's the key, is that if they were prospects that they had traded for, you got to get rid of them because they didn't draft them. So, all right. What was I doing? I was looking at the lineup. Taylor Ward, where does he... left field? Yes. And we will do that. Get him behind Ohtani, and let's see how that works. So the Mets actually have a really good walking the plan. Oh, you're doing a Pirates series, huh? Pirates are hard, man. That is a hard team to try to win with. Oh, there's the injury to Trout. No, it's only 1 week. It's okay. We can live without Trout for a week. Baria out for 9 months. 9 times. All right, so Silseth, I guess? No, Albanese. I want Silseth to develop. I don't care about Albanese because he's garbage. 2030. You won the... It's... O'Neal Cruz is somebody I wish developed, because he's obviously a stud. Like, I've been watching, you watch some of the highlights, 6'7" shortstop who can throw the ball 100 miles an hour, and hits absolute bombs, but OOTP doesn't really like him all that much, so I have never seen him really develop into a top tier player. And they also don't like what's his name, the catcher that was drafted, Henry Davis, is that his name? Catcher that was drafted last year. They don't like him either. All right, so 55 and 76 on September 1st. Any important developments? Suarez has settled down in the bullpen. I need him to be a starter, but he's settled down in the bullpen this year. Criswell's down to 2 stars, because of course he is. Seth Halverson gets a little better. That's nice to see right off the bat. Okay, that'll work. So we can call up a couple of players. Who do we want to call up? He's gotten better. Zach Lingenfelter. I don't want to call him up, though, because he's not on the 40-man yet. Did he develop for you, Gamba? Because even live starts, he doesn't have... the ratings aren't there. So did he develop for you? Who do we want to call up? Does it matter? We'll call up Dashwood because we had him up earlier this season. And yeah, I think I screwed up Cuero by putting him on the big league roster right off the bat, but whatever. We'll call up Knowles just because we got to put him on the 40-man at the beginning of next year anyway. Pirates are hard. You're doing a Royals one, 9 years in with 1 title. Yeah, and I say this because I haven't won, so maybe this is me just saying it because I haven't won, but I'm finding out of the park 23 to be far more difficult to go on those really, really long term. Like in my Diamondbacks one prior to this, I won 3 titles in a row, but those are the only 3 titles I won in 14 seasons. I'm finding it a lot harder to maintain that long-term success. Like you genuinely have the peaks and valleys like you're going to see in a real, in real baseball. He turned into a capable catcher, nothing earth-shattering. Rockies rebuild has been a struggle. Yeah, Johnny, I did a Rockies rebuild last season, and it was good. It was actually really, really good. We ended up, shit, I don't want to put him on waivers. Can I send Mark? I need the bat. Can we send Martinez down? We can. We'll call it Bedell. I did a Rockies playthrough last season on GM Games last year with the Rockies, and we went 15 years. And I think I made the playoffs like the last 11 seasons. I won 3 or 4 World Series championships, and that was, I considered that good just because, they were the Rockies. And, you just find a certain pitcher. Like our success started, we signed Tyler Glasnow. Signed Tyler Glasnow, like, I don't say in our 3rd or 4th season, and he became our ace for almost a decade. He was really good. The only player that stayed with me was a guy who drafted a pitcher called Devereaux Harrison. Yeah, I've heard of him. We'll take a look at Devereaux here when the game pauses. Yeah, those are the players though that we like the most, right? The ones that maybe aren't superstars, but yeah, look at this. Like, right? I mean, so you draft someone like this and he turns into your ace, and you just absolutely, he becomes one of your favorite players. We all have them. Right, I've already talked about Josh Eknes in my playthrough last season, with my Diamondbacks playthrough on GM Games. That was Julio Lujan, our international free agent that we picked up in like our first season. Yeah, there's always 1 or 2 players that you just love. Walker Buehler, solid yet unspectacular. Yeah, you need to find, like in Colorado, you just need pitchers that are okay, right? You just need pitchers that we have 4 hitters with 30 home runs on our team and 3 who are going to end up with 40. This is crazy. But our pitching is horrible. Yeah, in Colorado, you just need to find like 2 or 3 pitchers that are okay, and then your offense can generally do the rest. But the extreme ground ball pitchers with good control and good movement, that's what you're looking for, right? So we lose Stefanik for the rest of the year. I don't know that we have a third baseman who can come up and play. Guess it's going to be the 20-year-old Jose Bonilla. He's going to be making his big league debut. Sure. Why not? I'm going to stick Tice over there at third base, though. I think this is going to be the last. Yeah, my lineup stats look like Colorado. They really do. Punch, strikeouts. Yeah, Gamba. That's 100% high movement, high control, extreme ground ball guys, which is why Tyler Glasnow, he actually worked. His movement wasn't great, but he was an extreme ground ball pitcher in 22. But 3 elite pitches, he was rocking 75 or 80 stuff. His movement was a 50, and he was really, really good. But yeah, you look for the extreme ground ball pitchers with high movement, high control, and just, call it a day. Saving grace is the bullpen. It's so strong that we outperform the peripherals. You've had Hader. Wow, that's a bullpen. Hader, Williams, Diaz. Yeah, I would lean heavy on them as well. You traded for Julio Rodriguez, Julio? You can trade for Julio Rodriguez. Go nuts. That's the right play. So I put the over-under at the beginning of the season at 65.5 games. And I think NSOP was the only one in here at the time. He said we were going to win 70. I said 65 and a half. We're currently 64 and 92, so that's 156 games in, and we are 2 games away from going over. Can we 64. We got to call Rodriguez up. Let's get Rodriguez a start right at the end of the season. Why not? Who do we want to send down? Let's send Dashwood down. Let's call Rodriguez up, and let's put him in the rotation right here for Davis Daniel. We'll get him a start. And let's see how he does here on opening day, or his opening day. So 2 more wins gets us to the over. I said 65 and a half. There's 65. So we win our 65th game. Rodriguez gets the start. It was 4 1/3 in his first start back. I'll take it. Bachman gets better again. That's what I like to see. All right, so can we win one of our last 5 games to get to the over? Let's see. There we go. There's 66. Christopher Molina eligible to come off the DL. We'll send him on a rehab assignment. So we do reach the over. Not going to reach 70, but we do reach the over. 67 wins in the final game of the season. 67 and 95. All things considered, not terrible. We had 3 players with 40 home runs on our team, including our leadoff man. That's nuts. And then our pitching staff is absolutely atrocious. Ohtani was okay. But other than that, yeah. Austin Warren had a pretty good season. 36 saves, 3.49 ERA. We'll take a quick look at the team. It's not really about this season. We'll look at the minor leagues in a minute. But Trout, 7.8 WAR, 40 home runs, 88 runs knocked in, put up with Mike Trout. We had 3 players over a 900 OPS. Taylor Ward had a great season. Shohei ended up with 46 home runs, put up 3.7 WAR batting and 1.5 WAR pitching, so 5.2 total. Jared Walsh was, so we had 4 good batters, and then everything else was just horseshit. Rojas, I mean, all things considered, I will take this from Jose Rojas. I was not expecting this type of production at all. It was league average. Below average with the glove, but it was fine considering we had no other option. And then the rest of our team was good. Anthony Mulrine, I really, really wanted him to perform this season. Negative 2.6 WAR and a 29 OPS plus. Yeah, our first target in the Rule 5 is going to be a starting catcher. And that was actually the better of the 2 catchers. The other one was Gustavo Campero, who hit 119 with a -7 OPS plus a 338 OPS. Our starting catching was negative 4.5 WAR with the bat. That's just absolutely wonderful. On the mound, things were not good. Detmers was all right, I guess, slightly below average. BABIP was a little high. He was okay, though. Ortega was pretty nice. He developed during the season, so that's good. Talked about Ohtani. Wantz threw 100 innings for us, good for 1 WAR. Austin Warren as our closer, 36 saves. I mean, he was fine. No issues there. And everything else was just bad. So, yeah, it's going to be catching and I think relief pitching in the Rule 5. So let's, I guess... How did our young players do? So Guzman, 297, 382, 438. That's what you like to see out of him. Chase Shores. Wow, he was really good. 5-5 with a .85 ERA. Bracamonte was really good as well in his 3 starts. Where is Jet Williams? 235, 361, 338. All right, yeah, he's still got a ways to go. He'll start in rookie year. Yeah, you can almost always find, 1 or 2. Like, in our case, we just need, we just need pitchers, right? We just need arms that are better than what we have. So there should be plenty. We're not going to have any issues. We'll probably find 2 catchers in the Rule 5, honestly, to replace both Molina and Campero. But, and then our number 1 prospect, that's actually playing is Bachman. He's pretty good in Double-A. He'll start in Triple-A next season. No reason to rush him.
Yazquez is our Yazquez, excuse me, is our really the future, if you will. Let's go ahead and so the off season is going to be really, really quick because we're not going to do anything. We'll spend some time messing around in the Rule 5. We'll sim ahead to opening day, and then that will be the end of the episode. So, I think here we will start a charity. It increases fan interest. We've got the money to spend, and, it's okay to kind of dump that in there. Now, you can't see it yet. It'll show up under... hell does it show up? It shows up under miscellaneous expenses someplace. I don't remember where. It's in here somewhere. Yeah, it shows up under miscellaneous expenses, but that will increase the fan loyalty, which will buy us some more time to be bad, because we're going to be bad for a while. I mean, we really may not be. All we need is like a couple of starting pitchers to develop and a couple of relievers, and we're in good shape. I think our offense is fine. I mean, we had 4 players hit over 30 home runs and 3 hit over 40. So the Braves beat the Blue Jays. Excuse me. In year number 1. Lots of players on the waiver wire, none of which we can touch. We have to make... Did somebody retire? Is that what I just saw? Yeah. Rick Anderson retired. Okay, so we do have to sign a new pitching coach, and we're going to look for a new scout as well. Let's find that pitching coach first. Scott Sanders, Giovanni Carrara. Dave Borkowski. Okay. Dave Borkowski looks good. He was a big league pitcher too, right? Yeah. Okay. You can sign Dave Borkowski. Offer him a contract. Let's take a look at scouts. I mean, our scout isn't awful, given, what it is we have to look at. I think we stick with him. Yeah, it's so many guys in here that are favorability, and I hate favorability scouts. I'm always going highly favor tools, and Bridges isn't better than what we have, since what we're concerned about is international and amateurs. No, we'll stick with our scout. All right, arbitration. We got to sign everybody. Griffin Canning. See if we can sign Shohei long term. We'll look at that in a minute, but I want to... Yeah, I mean, we may as well sign him. We've got the money, even though he's hurt. No reason not to sign him. We got Walsh and Ward, so Walsh is at... 43 home runs, 93 runs knocked in, 881 OPS, 133 OPS, 2.9 WAR. Yeah, I mean, we can sign... I'm not signing him that long term, but we can sign him like something like that. If we drop this down to $2 million. I mean, we've got the money. Why the hell not? Same thing with Ward. If you want long term, he's 28. We give him long term for 7, 10, 12, 5. Oops. And like 12. Sure, that works. 5 years, $45 million for Taylor Ward. Put up 4 wins for us a year ago. And the big one, Shohei Ohtani. All right, so 11.2 is what he's... Okay. Yeah. I don't even think we question this. I think we can drop the team option down a little bit. We can probably take a couple million off of each of these and do something like that. Takes until he's 35. Okay, now he doesn't want that. Okay. All right, Shohei. What was this? This was 18? It was 19, right? 19, 19. Here, we'll do something like this. I'm okay. Something like that. All right, that works. All right, so Shohei Ohtani, 7 years, $126 million. Just get that done, get it over with. We don't have to worry about it. Luis Lato and Edwin Yon. I mean, we may as well offer the minor league extensions. I mean, they're both terrible, but you know, what else are we going to do with the money? All right, so Borkowski is likely to sign. We'll get some fan interest bumps when Ohtani signs his contract. Jared Walsh signs his contract. Taylor Ward signs his contract. So they all signed their contracts. And our fan interest is now a 100 with good loyalty. So that works. We can probably... Can we increase ticket prices as my phone beeps? We are... put it back up to 3150. Our kids might have COVID for like the third time, so my wife has to take them all in to get tested tomorrow. So we signed all of our players, we signed our scouts, and we will move forward. You guys like my new flag? I usually have my Red Sox flag up, but I'm embarrassed to be a Red Sox fan right now. So right now I am repping the American Association, International Baseball. The Dogs are the team I broadcast games for, and then I'm wearing a Sioux City Explorers hat. So that's what I got going on. So rocking the American Association gear right now. All right, so it doesn't even matter who's a free agent because we can't sign any of them. Let's just look. I'm just curious. Are there any big name international guys? Doesn't appear to be any pitchers. What about hitters? I don't know why I do this. It's just like teases myself. It just teases me. But what are my thoughts on Bloom? Until the trade deadline, I was all in on Chaim Bloom. I was all in. I thought he did some really good things in the draft. I mean, last year obviously was a no-brainer with Marcelo Meyer. I think he's done a really nice job in the draft. I think he absolutely robbed Philadelphia when he picked up Nick Pivetta for trash. I feel like he's done some nice stuff with the team, but it leaves me incredibly concerned that he hasn't signed Bogarts or Devers yet. I liked the Story signing. Trevor Story's a dead pull hitter. He's made for Fenway Park, and if he can stay healthy, he'll hit 35 home runs. But I don't like the Trevor Story signing if it means you lose Xander Bogaerts. So I'm undecided. And then the trade deadline was just confusing. If you're going to trade Christian Vazquez and kind of give up on the season, because even he admitted that he didn't think they had a run in him. So if you're gonna trade Christian Vazquez, then you also need to trade JD Martinez and you need to trade Nathan Eovaldi. Doesn't make any sense to keep Martinez and Eovaldi and trade Christian Vazquez. It just doesn't make any sense. And then turn around and trade for Tommy Pham doesn't make any sense. I liked the Hosmer deal because the Red Sox are only paying him like $700,000 for the next 4 years, so it's like chump change. I like the prospects they got for Christian Vazquez, but overall I'm undecided because some of the stuff he's done has been really, really good, and some of it's been head-scratching. Oh, yeah, you guys got a haul for Castillo. That's an absolute haul for Luis Castillo. That was crazy what they got in return for him. All right, Rule 5. We're picking second. Oh, catchers. Just go right to catchers. Let's just find ourselves a catcher. Or two, and then go from there. Sam Huff. Logan O'Hoppe. I think those are going to be our two catchers this year. Sam Huff.
Not even going to think about it. I'm just going to do it. Bo Naylor. He got bad in this. Let's just take a hop. Let's just take our 2 catchers and just call it a day. And then let's see what we got for pitchers. Yeah, like I said, I love the Story signing if they also sign Bogarts, because that middle infield is top 5 in the major leagues. You know, Xander is ultimately though, Xander is, 5 years from now, he's a third baseman. Like, I mean, with his size, I can't see him lasting forever at shortstop. He's just too big. So I think, long term, what I would have loved to have seen was moving Bogarts to third, signing Xander, moving him to third. When Marcelo Meyer is ready to take over, move Bogarts to third, have Meyer at short, Story at second, have Raffy at first, splitting time with Tristan Cassius. So Devers can play first, third, and DH. Cassius will be DH and first base. And then you got Meyer, Story, and Bogarts. Like, that to me, yeah, Raffy to first with Tristan Cassius. I think that to me was the best makeup of the infield. If you've got Bogarts, Meyer, Cassius, Story, Devers as your 5 infielders, and then maybe Nick York in a couple of years when he's ready, like, that to me made the most sense. But so we have a new closer. Manuel Rodriguez come on down, assuming he's still there. He is. Manuel Rodriguez is now our closer. I saw Brian Bello, who the game doesn't like, but Red Sox are high on him. We need pitching. We will take Bello. I want to look at batters, but we really just need pitchers. And there's Clayton Andrews from the Braves. Let's look at hitters real quick. Let's just see what's available. Yeah, it's going to be most of the six. I mean, what did we need? We needed a second baseman. I guess we really didn't need a second baseman, as what's-his-name played pretty well. Guy Rosario. Meh. Yeah, I mean, offensively, we weren't terrible. Our catching situation was abysmal. So let's just continue to lean on pitchers here for the rest of this. Danny Bentley, I like the movement. I like the extreme ground ball, but he's nowhere near ready to pitch yet. Brown. Burl Caraway is fun if he develops. Man, I'm pitching in rookie ball. Yeah, he's fun if he develops with the stuff and the movement and the fastball, but he doesn't always develop, so. Hagen Donner. He's somebody that I had in my it was my Rockies playthrough. Extreme fly ball. I'm not a fan of that. Ooh. Calvin Foucher. Okay. 55, 60, 40, sinker, cutter, curveball. Yeah. Calvin Foucher. Assuming it's still there with our pick, which it should be. He is. He's 27, but all right. We got to get some people off our 40-man. Torrey Hunter, Campero can both come off the 40-man. I'm leaving Mulrine on there because he's my boy. But, all right, let's get back into the draft. Let's find Mr. Foucher. Draft him. What else we got? Oops, that guy's interesting. Jesus Gonzalez, a 21-year-old out of the Padres organization. 5 above average pitches. He's 21, and he's already pretty well developed. Yeah, Jesus Gonzalez. We'll take him. Clay Holmes. Yep. We will take Clay Holmes. Ah, I got more people from our 40 man. Dashwood can get bent, and I don't know. I mean, like, I feel bad getting rid of like some of these players because of their age, but Albanese and Dashwood are both terrible. Just designate them both. Gives us the opportunity to sign 2 more players. But yeah, I like Clay Holmes, 60, 75, 40 ground ball pitcher. God, a lot of pitchers in here. Losiki. I don't even know how you pronounce that. There's got to be a Yankee fan watching. There's a Yankee fan watching. Tell me how to pronounce that. I've always called him Losiki, but I don't know if it's right. Brian Matoyer. I cannot get enough of pitchers with this type of profile. The high stuff, high movement, poor control, extreme ground ball pitchers. I'm taking him. Even if he sucks, I'm going to take him. I can't help myself. Helcris Olivares. He's not very good in this one. Sometimes he develops. Zach Pop. There's another one. He's not developed enough for me to take him, though. In my opinion, they should pass waivers. 40s are usually full come Rule 5. What do you mean? Like the players that you take should pass through waivers? Is that what you're saying? Secret Asian man. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate the follow. Edward Segovia. Extreme fly ball pitcher. I mean, this is my free agency. The guys you DFA'd. Oh, yeah. They should pass through waivers. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, right. I gotcha. Alex Scherf. Like, there are so many players on here that I want to take, but, like, they're not developed enough, and it just doesn't make any sense. Like, I mean, I would love to take Segovia at 21 and just let him develop, but I mean... Justice Sheffield. We can take Sheffield with the high work ethic, sure. I can't take Sheffield. I gotta send somebody down. Cooper Criswell. You're gone. Oh, the other thing I could do. This is something that we did in last year's, is I could trade players for cash. That was something else that we did, is I was able to trade players for cash because I wasn't bringing a player back. So if we had a reliever whose contract was expired, and we didn't want to re-sign him or something, we could trade him for cash. So that's something I will probably continue on in this one as well. So, all right, we have 20 pitchers on our big league roster, and like they all like have to be on the 40 man. That's ridiculous. Let's just look and see if there's another hitter. I think we've taken enough pitchers. Let's just take again Zach Pop. He's deadly against righties and terrible against lefties. Stash a guy or two. I'm going to stash like 5. I would love to take Zach Pop with that potential, that 75 movement and 55 stuff potential. Screw it. We're going to take Zach Pop. Just take another pitcher. What the hell? Who cares? And let's just see if there are any batters that we can't live without. Oh, I can tell already. Nope. I mean, there's some decent names on here, but nothing. I mean, Yanni Hernandez he's not as good defensively as I thought. Yeah, that's it. All right. So whatever it was, 8 picks. 9 picks. I think we're good. Dark11247, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. So we went 9 rounds. We took 7 pitchers and 2 catchers. So that was our Rule 5. 7 pitchers and 2 catchers. I would say we accomplished what we wanted to accomplish, right? We got a couple of catchers and we improved our pitching staff, I think. We'll see how many of these guys actually turn into anything. I want to send us Yolkwi Cespedes. I appreciate it, but no. Well, all my kids tested negative for COVID, so that's good. We did the home test, so that means they all either have strep throat or something else stupid. All these guys go to AAA. Man, we've been going for almost 3 hours. This first thing took 3 hours. Wow, did not see that coming. Cool it here in a minute, though. I'm starting to get tired and I'm old, so I need to break at some point. So we'll get up to no, I don't even know why I'm looking. I don't know what I'm looking at. I don't know why I'm looking at it. Let's just keep simming. Just one more time, guys, since I've got a new crowd while we're finishing up here. This is my YouTube page. I have my own YouTube page with my own out of the park content and some other stuff on it as well. And then I also have a fledgling Discord channel, which is there. It's like 24 of us there. So if you want to come hang out on Discord, you can do that. He raised our budget from 246 million to 260 million. So apparently the fans really loved what we did in the Rule 5. So, great. Can we put more money into development, or is 36 million the maximum? 36 million is the maximum. What can we put money in? Anything? No, we literally can't put money into anything other than coaches and trainers and everything else. So, all right, no. Apparently the fans loved our preseason, or our off-season, which is just wonderful. It's 24 for scouting and 36 for development. So he's garbage. All right. So we have, so Berea's got to go on the injured list. We have 21 pitchers, and like the vast majority of them need to be on the 40-man roster. That's fine. we'll manage. All right, we're just gonna sim through. We're gonna get up to opening day. We'll do the cut down, and then I will call it. Oh, good. That's gotten off to a wonderful start. At least it's in spring training. Hopefully it doesn't carry into the season. All right. Anything interesting happen here? So Warren gets another bump, which is nice. He was really good for us last season. Ortega drops, Matoyer drops, and this is where we're going to start to see some of these guys that we picked up in the Rule 5 aren't as good as we thought, so we'll be able to turn around and send them back. But we're going to keep O'Hop and Huff because we have no other catchers. So, I mean, O'Hop has got a decent bat. Huff is better with the glove. All right, that's fine. Let's get up to... It's going to stop me, of course, with injuries, but... Okay. This is what we get with Mike Trout, right? I mean, he is injury prone. Take a look at the draft pool, too, once that comes out. Let's sim ahead one more week. Toyer's out for 5 days. I don't care. All right. So we are at 38. We are at 21 pitchers. Matoyer is out for a day. All right, so pitching ratings. So Molina, Daniel, Smith, Silseth can all go. Kerry, Lee can go. So we have to send 2 more down. Gonzalez, Gonzalez is not that good when it's all said and done. Neither is Bello. I think we just send these 2 back. From a development standpoint, from a we are a young team standpoint, it makes more sense to send Holmes back and keep Bello and Gonzalez, with the off chance that one of them develops into something. I'm going to send them both back. If they were both high work ethic guys, I might have kept them. All right, so we have our 13 pitchers. We're at 30 hitters, so Mulreen can go down. Cuero can go down. And Knowles can go down. I think we're going to have to DFA him. No, we don't. Okay, so is that 27? It is. Oh, the other thing I wanted to shut off. Oh, I got to get down to 26. The other thing I wanted to shut off was this. Yeah, I don't like the expanded initial rosters. I already shut that off. All right, so I got to send 1 more player down. Bonilla. All right, so that is our roster for the year. I'm going to set the lineups and whatnot in the next episode. So, or on Wednesday when I do my next episode live. So, year 1 I think was a success. I mean, we have the number 1 prospect in baseball now, which is nice. Sam Bachman's up to the number 50 prospect in baseball. We'll move him right up to AAA for now. Jet Williams was our first round pick. He's already started to drop in terms of his ratings, but if he can give us anything close to this, he becomes a decent leadoff hitter. We haven't really unearthed anybody as of yet. Oh, we did sign. Look at this. Where'd he come from? Okay, so we signed him. That's nice. And we signed him. So we signed a couple of young pitchers in the offseason as well. So that's good. A lot of 2.5 stars in the minor leagues. We have the top pick. Where are we picking in the draft? We're picking 2nd. So the Rockies moved from 14 to 1. And we dropped from 2 down to 1. Draft pool. Dylan Cupp right now is the top rated hitter. We'll get some scouting on him, of course. And from a pitching perspective, ew, gross. Hopefully we get some more names in there because that ain't good. But that is going to do it, guys. 3 hours of live streaming is enough for me. Appreciate you watching. Hope you guys had fun tonight. I had fun hanging out with you. And, next video will be out on Wednesday for GM Games. Our next video will be out on my channel tomorrow. It'll be the next episode of the Washington Nationals. The next live stream will be next Sunday night, which will likely be year 3. My goal is to get through a year at a time here. So Wednesday I will play this 2nd season, and we'll do season 3 next Sunday night. So, guys, thanks for hanging out. I'll talk to everybody later. See ya.